Marcus Speaks. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Marcus Speaks, where you get. Hold on. Let me do this over. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Marcus Speaks Live, where you get to hear hard-hitting topics every time with yours truly, Marcus, aka Mr. Free Thinker. Now, let me get some of these promotions out the way, and we'll get into today's show. Once again, not once again, but sorry for being late. My browser was doing some weird shit. Like, the way I set my show up is usually how, like, I have excuse me, like, I have everything set up on the back end here. So my screen's here, and I have everything that I need on the screen, and then I try to show it somehow, on the screen. For some reason, when I went to go and use my share screen option, I kept getting this prompt. I didn't know what was up with it, so I tried to keep doing it, kept getting the prompt until I finally realized what actually was happening. I'm guessing Google Chrome has updated or something, so I didn't know, and because all of my updates are automatic, so I never know when something's updating. So with that being said, let me just get into the promotions, because I wasted too much time getting here. So, but you get to have me for however long this is here for. So, once again, everybody, welcome to Marcus Speaks Live. Please like this video, share this video as well. If you're new, listen to me now. There's a subscribe button you can hit. It's like somewhere down at the bottom somewhere of this video. What I want you to do, I want you to hit that subscribe button. After you're done doing that, there's going to be a bell that's going to appear right next to it. Hit that bell. It's going to give you a list of options. Hit your top option to all. All right? Please, because that allows you to know once I go live, you'll immediately get the notification. And you can just hit that notification, and it'll bring you on to me. All right? Now, please don't forget, on Fridays I do a game stream called Marcus Speaks Live. Recently, with this series I've been doing, I've been playing Pokemon Legends Arceus, and with that, a lot of things have been happening. I didn't get to finish it on screen, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish it off screen. I'm thinking about recording it too, so just so you guys can be where I'm at. And as well, next week's Marcus Speaks Play, I will be starting Kirby's Forgotten Land. If you was here last night, I told you I played the demo. Demo it was great, and it's already pre-ordered, so it'll be downloaded by Friday morning, 12 a.m. when I get in the door from work. So if you guys want to come through 6:30-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the only reason why I say ish is for the simple fact, with the foolishness that I do on Fridays, I try to get here at 6:30. Sometimes I can't make it. So 6:30-ish, the only thing I ask you to do, look at the timestamp of the reminder when the video gets posted, or the live video gets posted before I stream. Please look at the timestamp. If it changes, just know you were informed. I'm just trying to tell you now for the simple fact that sometimes I'm doing research and it's not that I forget, it's that I'm trying to finish things up. That's all. All right. Now, please, Mark Speaks Play Fridays at 6:30 ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please be there or be square. Also, do not forget on Saturdays like today, you get my live podcast show. And not only that, you get you get some nice topics, something that you can take to work with you and stuff like that. Things like that. So please don't forget 6:30 p.m. I'm always here on time, other than today, but I'm always on time. So make sure you guys tune in. All right. Now, I have two YouTube channels. My first YouTube channel is the one that you're viewing my podcast on, which is Marcus Speaks. All right. Marcus Speaks consists of, I have a playlist of things that I've done, such as Marcus Speaks Shorts, which is a story time type of thing. You can find that playlist in the playlist section on my channel, as well as I've done countless podcasts. Today is number 100. All right, today, and y'all might be saying, "Well, Marcus, you got like 100 and some odd videos," but I'm talking about podcasts. Go to the playlist. You'll see Marcus Speaks live playlist, which is all of my podcast shows I've done since I started back in April of 2019. So I believe today is April 7th. I started of 2019. So that's coming up pretty soon. I will be doing this YouTube thing for 3 years now. I've only grown just a little, not the way that I've been wanting to. But you can just blame that on what people like to see, not things that I broadcast. But also, yes, look into my main channel. Along with my main channel, I have Marcus Speaks Play, which is also a playlist that I do. Well, no, I don't. It's not Marcus Speaks Play, which I should. It should be Marcus Speaks Play playlist. But Marcus Speaks Play has its own channel. So go over to Marcus Speaks Play as well. The way you can do that is when you're on my main channel, scroll down a little bit, you'll see Marcus Speaks Play on my main channel. You can also subscribe to that channel. And if you ever go to Marcus Speaks Play, you'll also see that Marcus Speaks is also on that channel. So you'll never, be away from me at all. You can just subscribe to both of them when you're on either channel. This promotion's getting a little too long with it, so let me keep going. So check that link. Check those links in the description below, as well as my Twitch stream. I have Twitch by the name of Mark Speaks Play. I've been wanting to do my podcast over there, but for certain reasons, when I play videos and stuff like that, so I might have to come up with a way I can do that. Maybe I might have to use StreamYard or something for that, or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what I can do as far as that. But check that out. That link's in the description below as well. If you have any sort of game recommendation, story recommendation, or a story you want to bring to me that you would like me to hear here on this channel, as well as like a show recommendation, something that I can do, such as like a review show for my games, or if you want to see some sort of segment here on the podcast or on Marcus Speaks Play, please let me know either in the live chat, which is displayed right in front of me, or you can hit me up on in the comment section if you're watching the replay, and I thank you for watching. Let me give y'all so thank you for being here, and please let me know either way, either in the live chat and the comment section, or you can hit me up in my DMs on social media. And the way you can follow me on social media is on Instagram at Marcus.speaks.podcast. I'm also on Facebook. Marcus Speaks is the name that you can find me under. Also have a group page over there, which is Marcus Speaks Podcast, which I said that name will be changing pretty soon. For some reason, I don't know the ins and outs to this whole Facebook thing. I guess you gotta be on time if you're doing like a show or whatever. So I don't know. Because this show was going to be broadcasted over there. For some reason now it's not broadcasted. The reminder went down. I don't know. So, but as long as you can see it here on YouTube, that's all that matters. Now, I'm also on Twitter at Marcus Speaks 25, username Marcus Speaks Podcast. All right. So if you follow me over there, you should have saw my scheduled. I scheduled a post today. Well, I really did it yesterday, but I scheduled a post. It should have been up by 5:30, if not 6 o'clock, and should have told you bring your asses over here and come over here and watch. But that's that. And if you could check all those links out that I just named, everything that I just said, all the channels that I just said. Please follow me, subscribe. Please, 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 with sugar on top. All right, thank you. If you could, like this video, share this video, subscribe if you're new, and hit that bell icon to all so you can get all of my notifications once I go live. All right, and drop a comment. God damn it, help me out. Help me help you see me. All right, now. I'm using Restream. I'm not getting paid to say this. This is not a paid promotion, but I like using Restream.com for the simple fact that I like using Restream.com. Some people like using StreamYard. Some people like video elements or vid elements or whatever. Or what's the other one? StreamYards. I forgot the other one. But anyway. I like using Restream. It is broadcasting this video here that you're watching. So, make sure you guys, if you guys want to get into this space of streaming or whatever, or recording a video, you can do it all on Restream.com. Restream owes me some checks too. Now, everybody, you guys know when I do my podcast, I make points and stuff like that while reading my articles. If I'll have something to say and I'll make a point. With that point, always comes a video or so, or I might play it the video beforehand, which is happening like that today. I'll play the video before I'll start speaking. So, the only way I can do that is fair use. YouTube's on everybody's ass when it comes to this fair use thing. I try to use it in a teachable, or a criticism type of way. And, that's the only way I can use it with fair use. But instead of me sitting here blabbing about fair use, why don't I just let my past self tell you what fair use is? Hello, everyone. I'm going to tell you about fair use. It's the law. Warning. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. All right. Now, um, you know, if you guys haven't really been paying attention to the news, I suggest you guys start paying attention to the news. Now, I spoke on this one thing. This is like a monologue or banter, as you can say, before I start the show. I forgot when I did. I think it was in 2020 when it came out. Uh, Joe Biden's son Hunter. You know, we all know the history of Hunter. He was a crackhead, all that other good shit, and well, it's not really good shit, but with that happening, you know, with crackheads being crackheads, you know, they gotta sell their shit off, you know, and get their money for their crack and stuff like that. So a certain item came up, and that item was at a repair shop in Dover, Delaware. In that very item was Hunter Biden's laptop, and in Hunter Biden's laptop was some juicy stuff. The thing was, the owner of the computer repair shop took it to, I believe, some government entity, and you know, because he was being responsible, he saw it was Hunter's. He's okay. Well, I don't want to do any further work on this. I'd rather turn it in. He turns it in, and the story comes out that Hunter Biden's laptop comes out, and it's a whole bunch of juicy stuff on there. The mainstream news says that, you know, everything that was found in the laptop was fake, and don't believe it, and stuff like that. But it came out just this week, and everything that was said back in 2020 was actually the truth. Which is crazy for the simple fact that, if I haven't told you guys this, I'll tell you this now. Do not believe what you hear in the mainstream news for the simple fact that they're lying to you. They're lying to you for a simple reason. That reason is that you don't take the breadcrumbs and start searching. For that matter, I tell you this now. Always, always, always do your research. If something comes out and it said that, you know, Joe Biden is a part of a power organization or power company over in Ukraine. I told you this already, which is already the truth. That's where Hunter Biden was on the board of this very company in the Ukraine. While, you know, he was smoking crack and fucking whores and stuff like that. Which, if you go to the Daily Mail website, you'll see all of this juicy details in their articles that they've written, in the past, like, day or two. And I looked at one of them, and it was a lot of juicy shit that was in that article. So, yeah, man, we gotta start paying attention to what's going on, for the simple fact that there's a lot of things going on out in this world that y'all don't actually know about. I've been, you know, warning y'all. I feel as though that I'm that siren that sounds off once some stuff comes up. I have good sources that I go to bring you this, you know, bring you my show, you know, stuff like that. I recommend certain channels and places to go. to do your research and stuff like that, just so get you started and stuff like that. I'm not like all the other YouTubers that'll tell you, do your research. And I'm not telling you where I found this stuff at. Do your research. No, I'll actually tell you where I find everything that I use. Every article, I'll let you, if you ask, I'll let you know. I don't actually give that information up or whatever. But if you ask, hey, where did you find that article you read about so and so? I'll let you know. Usually, it's several articles I use, and all I do is that I read the article and then I'll type some things up of what I've learned about what I've read, and that's how I bring what I bring to you. Some things are quotes that I use directly from articles, and other things are I might grab a photo from the article and show you guys or whatever. But things are pretty much on the up and up, and that was that with the Hunter Biden story. I want you guys to read on that. I hope you guys did your homework last week. I want to know what you learned and what you found, because maybe you can bring what you learned and what you found, and I can represent it here on the show. And with that being said, I guess this whole speaking about the Ukraine, I'm guessing this whole war that's going on over there is making people a little crazy, because in Plano, Texas, this man right here made up a rap song. And it goes a little something like this.
I'm the proof when I'm in the booth, spitting on the mic. Anti-vax. Putin hates all of them blacks. Putin is a bad racist. Put him in the ground, white or brown. And I'm in Plano town. And you just got found. I'm a pimp.
What the hell is going on? Has this Ukraine thing made people crazy? This shit is wild. So wild that if you guys know the social media influencer, I'll say DJ iMarquise or iMarquise, you can find him iMarquise everywhere on social media. You can find him on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I'm pretty sure he's on TikTok. I'm pretty sure he's on Snapchat and all those other great social medias. iMarquise made a remix to this. And it's tight. I like it. Because I didn't see the initial video until today. Because like I said, usually I don't print my paper out until the day of. Sometimes minutes before the show. I get it typed up, hole punched, and stapled so I can put it in with all my other shows that I've done. Along with, when I'm done my shows, I download, it's recording now. So as I'm going live, this show is recording. So, if something happens with the live or something, or I get flagged or something like that, I'll just change up a few words, edit a few things out, and throw this bad boy back on here. But yeah, Plano, Texas got got people going gangster. It is funny. I want to play the whole damn thing, to be honest, because this shit is hilarious. Let's keep going.
On a blimp, unless a steak is shrimp. No, you can't stop my shine. I'm number 99, and I grind and shine. And I do it all the time. One more time, I'm teaching class. This is your whole class. Zelensky is a VIP. Ukraine, and I go insane. Put a bullet in Putin's brain. That is the plan. I'm a Zelensky stan. I love you, Vladimir Zelensky. You are so smart. What's the smell? Did somebody fire? No way. What can you say? Vaccinate me straight or gay. I love you and I love you.
What the hell is happening? What the hell is happening right now? Come on, man. Come on. what is going on? Oh my gosh. That was funny. I might play some more. Hold up. I wanna let me throw this link onto my social medias and I'll be right with y'all. Man. Let me yeah, I can do it like this. Hold up. This is hilarious. Or else. Let's throw this on. Let's throw this on Twitter. And let's throw it on Instagram. Oh, I'm gonna play more. I can't. It's eating me inside. I have to. This is whack. That links don't show up on Instagram, but whatever. Let's keep going.
And grind all the time. And you got that sanitizer. And you know I got that Pfizer. You know I stick it in my vein. Put a bullet in Putin's brain. Do it for the Ukraine. Before I go insane, let me antibacterial my body. At the party, sipping Bacardi. You know the flow. And I am a pimp. Cause I am on the blim. Eating lots of steak and shrimp. One more time, I 99. And you know I grind and shine. Gas price is way too high. Vladimir Putin needs to die. Gas price is way too high. Vladimir needs to die. I'm the truth in the booth. Take my picture. I'm a winner. I'm going to eat you for dinner. Okay.
You want to go to
I just want to say, I love you. We need to take out Vladimir Putin, like Lindsey Graham said. Thank you, Mayor Mullins. I appreciate the time. Peace. God bless you all.
Yo. In case y'all didn't know, his album's coming out on April 12th. Make sure that you guys go and cop that. It has put a bullet in Putin's brain, as well as it has another song on there called I'm White and I Know It. and his third single that's coming out, I didn't think he would go this far, but it's called "I Don't Have Any Rhythm." So make sure you guys go and cop that album. Like I said, April 12th it comes out. Make sure you cop that. That is MC Plano, Texas. I don't know. That shit was hilarious. Now, how about we get into some news? All right, let's get into some top news. Top news of the week is Netflix is being indicted on child pornography charges for the movie that came out last September, or was it in 2020? I believe it was in 2020 this movie came out. The movie Cuties. Do you guys remember the Cuties film of these four girls? The main character here, this young lady, is the main character. She comes from a Muslim background. Her dad is married to, like, I didn't watch the film. I'm just letting you guys know that now. I only read synopsis and I only went to certain people's channels who was complaining about it, and certain other channels that were reviewing the movie. I didn't watch this movie. Some people, they left Netflix as far as subscribers. They left Netflix because of this movie alone. And me, myself, personally, I don't really watch Netflix, my Netflix account like that. Like, I really don't. Like, to be honest, normally I'm on YouTube, Disney Plus, Hulu if something's good on there, and Amazon Prime. Like, Netflix, I'm really never over there. So, what was it? I think it was last week I watched Earthquake's special, stand-up comedy special. Other than that, I haven't been on there since then. And before that, it was probably 4 months until I went on there. So, like I said, I normally never watch Netflix. So I wasn't, to be honest, I didn't know much about this movie to, get in an uproar. I just read some synopsis and stuff like that about the movie, and the reviews didn't come out that great. So, how about we get into this video and see what's going on with Netflix being indicted?
Breaking news at 6, taking aim at Netflix for its controversial film Cuties. A Tyler County grand jury has indicted the streaming giant for promotion of lewd material depicting a child.
The French film came under fire for its portrayal of underage girls learning about their sexuality and femininity. 12 News investigator Lauren Hensley is looking into the details of this new indictment.
Jordan Dejanique, one of the more interesting things about this indictment filed by the Tyler County District Attorney, it only names Netflix as a defendant. So the business is named instead of a person. And according to Texas Penal Code, it could have an impact and limit punishment options. According to the indictment.
Now hold up. Because I believe when the film was being premiered, they asked the director, which is I believe the lady comes from Ethiopia, I believe, and she described the film as how did she describe the film? She described the film as like a girl coming into herself. No pun intended, Okay, just y'all stop. Y'all stop. All right. And then her facing adversity and then finding out that that's not the way that she should be really acting. All kinds of stuff. Like, my whole thing is this. When that whole, like, trailer came out and all of that, I didn't watch the whole trailer. Because the age of these little girls is the same age as my niece. I'm not about to sit there and watch little girls dancing sexually on screen. No. That's child porn if it's anything. And who and the sick fucks who watch this fucking movie, y'all need to die. Because this shit is crazy. Why would Netflix even think, you know what, we should buy this movie so we can then show people what it's like to be a girl that lives in Paris and blah 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 blah. It's like, nah, man, fuck all that. Y'all doing too much.
Netflix is accused of promoting visual material depicting the lewd exhibition of partially clothed children under the age of 18. The document went on to say the film has no serious literary, artistic, political, or scientific value. Now, if you aren't familiar with the film, it follows 11-year-old Amy, who lives in Paris and rebels against her religious family to join a group of dancers. The hashtag #CancelNetflix began trending as some viewers were outraged over the film's depiction of underage girls.
Like, I don't even like that. Like, when the one little girl was putting makeup, I don't like seeing little girls in makeup. I don't like little girls being in like those like ballet and dance classes because they're wearing basically next to nothing. I dated a young lady who had a child who was in dance and her nieces were in dance and they wore like that stuff. I don't like seeing shit like that at all. Like, that shit really makes me it makes me mad for real. Like, I like seeing little girls as little girls. You know, quit robbing these kids of their goddamn innocence, man. Like, let them be kids. Like, why are these mothers putting their damn for sometimes younger than that? They be like 2 years old doing those pageants where they got them all dolled up and stuff like that. Like, who is that for? Like, who is that really for? Because that shit is to me is I can't even conjure the words up. It's just disgusting. Like, it's disgusting. Like, why are you putting a child in that sort of situation? Like, why? Like, why? Like, and with this movie, man, like, it's. I hope. I don't know how Netflix can be brought up on, you know. Well, I can see how because they greenlit the movie, but I don't know, like, who's going to jail behind this, like. Like, is the CEO going to jail for this? Like, what's going on? Like this, like, it's. I have no words to describe what the hell I'm trying to say right now. It's just disgusting. It's ridiculous that they even thought of a movie like this. And of all things to call them, cuties. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Oh my gosh.
September, Senator Ted Cruz called for the Department of Justice to investigate whether Netflix broke any federal laws.
Damn. I don't like that shit. I don't like seeing kids in that type of light, man, because there's real shit happening to kids out here and people throw that shit underneath the rug as if it's not important. Like, the narrative goes that the most unprotected group of people in this country are women. I think not. The most unprotected group of people in this world overall are children. So, ladies, get off your high horse. Quit thinking, well, only the reason why things happen to us is because we're women. No, stop. You're grown. You can defend yourself. These young kids cannot. The most unprotected people in this damn world are fucking kids, and I can't fucking stand. Look, I got nieces and nephews. My nephews are in their teenage years. I almost have a grown nephew. He's almost 18. I got a nephew that's a year or two younger than him. He's a year younger than him. He's damn near grown. My 15-year-old nephew, he's damn near grown. And then there's my 13-year-old niece. No. Hell no. I better not ever see. Well, I gotta check the group of friends that my niece hangs with, but for all we know, kids stay in the house these days. But still, I better not ever see my niece. I don't care what age she is. She can be 26. I better not ever see her dressed like a slut ever. Because you gotta remember, you see these kids get birthed. You know what I'm saying? Like my niece and my nephews, I watch all of them grow up from babies to where they are now. Like I've watched them take their first steps. I've watched them grow up. I've watched them learn how to talk. I was around all of this shit. So I can understand in a parent's mind, especially a father's mind, how they see their children. They still see them as kids, even when they're, 18 and 19 and 20, stuff like that. They still see them as children. I understand that. And I don't like this shit. Like, I'll let Ted Cruz, I'll let Ted Cruz say what he has to say about this, because this is crazy, man.
Making money by selling the sexual exploitation of young kids. And so I asked the Attorney General to investigate them because federal law makes it a crime. It is a felony to distribute child pornography.
No word on if Cuties is being looked at on a federal level. Again, this indictment was filed in Tyler County. Now, the film's creators defending their work, saying Cuties is about navigating between the different models of femininity in today's society. Now, if the
bullshit, and I don't like that.
case progresses, Netflix representatives would be asked to appear in a Woodville court. According to Texas Penal Code, if the business is listed as a defendant, there's no option for an arrest. Instead, if the business is found guilty, a fine could be the punishment. So why Tyler County? Well, we left a message to the district attorney's office and we're waiting to hear back. We'll hope to get that answer for you. Lauren Hensley, 12 News.
Now, man. Now, I got more for you guys. I've got more details. Now, Netflix has defended the controversial film Cuties after it emerged. The streaming giant is facing a criminal charge in Texas over the movie's allegedly lewd depiction of children. Cuties follows an 11-year-old Senegalese girl living in Paris who rebels against her I was about to say conversative style conservative family's traditions when because she's in the film the main young black girl is Muslim. So wears a hijab, the whole deal. Now, where am I at? Conservative family traditions when she becomes fascinated with a free-spirited dance crew. Our grand jury in Tyler County, Texas, has indicted the company on the charge of promotion of lewd visual material depicting a child. The indictment claims Cuties appeals to the prurient interest in sex, and the material holds no serious, literally artistic and political or scientific value. Oh, literary. I don't know how to fucking say this. Literarily, I guess that's how you say it. I don't know. A Netflix representative told public attorney, Cuties is a social commentary against the sexualization of young kids. What? Against the sexualization of kids? I believe in the film it has these young girls doing like grown women dance moves. I don't feel as though that's against anything. That would be for, actually. I don't know what the hell they're saying. This charge is without merit, and we stand by the film. The film becomes a target of protesters after Netflix admitted it had used inappropriate artwork to market it on the streaming platform. If you guys ever saw, and I'll put it up on the show. I believe I did, or I believe that I said forget it. I can't remember. But if you guys ever saw the poster that Netflix was going to use, like that was even like, yo, what the hell are y'all doing, yo? Like, what the hell's going on? And then they changed it after the cancel Netflix thing. They changed it, and I believe it was the picture that I showed you. But I don't even believe that was the poster that they used for the movie. But I believe the movie, well, it's not in my algorithm on Netflix, for the simple fact that as soon as it came up, I went into the settings and let them know that I wasn't interested. So, let's keep going. Netflix subsequently became the subject of more wide-ranging attacks in a campaign for subscribers to cancel their memberships. Following the backlash, the company encouraged people to watch the movie before passing judgment. Writer-director, and I don't know how to say this lady's name, Mona, director Morna says she considered it to be a deeply feminist film with an activist message that is a mirror of today's society, a mirror sometimes difficult to look into. She said she got the idea after seeing a group of 11-year-old girls dancing in a way you will see in video clips. I don't know any young girls who's dancing the way that they said that the girls were dancing in the movie in video clips. I don't see those video clips. So who the hell's seeing these video clips? I don't know what the hell you talking about, lady. Let's see. Video clips. Where did I leave off? During a neighborhood gathering in Paris, the director said she had spent the next year and a half meeting hundreds of preteens to learn about how they felt about their femininity in today's society, which I believe was some bullshit that you did that, because they're girls. They're young girls. Why is that we can't allow kids to be kids? Like, what the hell is this shit where schools are allowing transgenders and homosexuals to come to schools and have them try to think that they're not what they are of what they present themselves to be. I don't understand that. That's number one. Number two, why is it that this country is allowing this shit? Like, I remember a time when I was growing up, and this was, well, I'm 33 now, so let's say 25 years ago. All right? So that puts me at 11. No, that doesn't put me at 11. 30 years ago. It would put me at 13. 5 years from that, I would be 8 years old. So when I was 8 years old, I personally couldn't watch certain shit on TV. For the simple fact that my mom told me, you have your channels that you're supposed to watch, which are cartoon channels, and, you know, the channel that Power Rangers came on, and Beetleborgs and stuff like that. This is what you watch. Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, that was the only 3 channels I could watch. When I came home from work, I would watch Fox. That's where, Fox Kids, really. I would watch Power Rangers, Batman, Gargoyles, Superman, Spider-Man, stuff like that. You know, then, you know, had ABC Kids, where you watched Fantastic Four, Hulk, Iron Man, stuff. No, Hulk came on Fox. I believe it was ABC was Iron Man. Well, wherever they were. Recess, stuff like that. So it was only 4 channels I really watched as a kid. ABC Kids, Fox Kids, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network. Why is that they're passing laws to where they're basically telling kids, don't go home and tell your parents that this is happening in school. Certain reading materials and classwork doesn't come home with the kid for the parent to see. Like, what is up with this shit? Like, what is up with this shit? Like, I believe that there should be some sort of committee or some sort of super PAC that then writes a law to where it counteracts certain laws that's been happening that are in effect right now. Such as just like that DC law to where a doctor can give a 13-year-old kid a shot and some other shit as far as medical goes, and they don't even have to tell their parents. But isn't there a law to where unless you're 18, a parent has to accompany a child in areas like that, such as doctor's appointments, stuff like that? Doesn't a parent have to accompany the child not only just in the building, but in the very room itself? Because I remember up until I was maybe 15, 16, I wasn't the only person other than the doctor in the room. My mom was always there. So you talking about embarrassing moments of, you know, you having to get, you know, things that guys have to do, you know, physicals and stuff like that. I had to do that right in front of my mom. Like, it was ridiculous. When you talk about embarrassment, though, man, it was just ridiculous. Now let's keep going. Where was I at? She said she got the idea. I said that already. Directors, but okay. And how they felt about their self-image in the era of social media. The film premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in January that year, where Maimona won the World Cinema Dramatic Directing Award. The Hollywood Reporter wrote that that the calls of boycott Netflix would be a flash in the pan after some initial success. Wells Fargo analyst Stephen Cahill suggests that some 2 million subscribers had dropped the service in the US and Canada over the last 3 months. Well, about the streaming service, normal churn rate, but that the cause was not clear given that many more subscribers had joined the platform during lockdown. Now, there's one point I wanted to make with this. Who the hell gives somebody an award for some bullshit like that? But that's not the point I wanted to make. Where the woman interviewed little girls about their image in the social media era. If you guys have paid attention to my show, I spoke on a Joe Rogan podcast that there was a college professor that does work in the realms of like he made various graphs of like the effects of social media on not only teenage kids but young kids that's in their pre-teenage from like 9. They did it from 9 to like 25 or something like that. And that wasn't only for girls, that was for boys as well, from 9 to 25 as well. If you looked at both of those graphs, you can see how the female graph differed from the male graph. The male graph had its points and stuff like that, but on the scale of the numbers, it was really low on the male side. And if you looked at the female graph, numbers were very high, and you saw certain dips in certain areas of, because he was talking about suicide, self-doubt, stuff like that. You can see on the deaf side, once they reached an age between 13 to 16, the deaths were all the way up. And then on certain graphs, when it comes to how they view themselves, you can actually, the one movie that came out that was on Netflix that spoke on the social media, I think it was called The Social Network. Watch that movie. You'll see how the little girl that's in the film is viewing herself from the eyes of others. Now, when I was growing up, I never was someone who gave a damn about what people thought about me. It's like that to this day. I really don't give a damn what people think about me. It's always been brought up that I should with certain individuals, such as my mom, managers and leads at my jobs and stuff like that I've had, and I've always gave them this explanation. Once I view myself in the way that you view me, that's when I start to lose myself. I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of. I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. Why should I view myself the way that you view me? Because then I wouldn't have a grasp of who I am, and I wouldn't be myself. So, with that being said, why do people view themselves in the eyes of other people? You should do this, you should do that, you start looking like this, you start looking like that. And it's like, no, I'm comfortable with being me. Get out of here. And I feel like the woman was out of bounds for talking to those girls. I don't know what the laws are over in France, but She should have known better. A little shiny on the screen today. All right. Next story. Our friend Chris Brown. So, I don't know what the hell he got going on with his head, but you need to change that hair color, homie. So this is what's going on with Chris Brown.
You know Diamond gonna get to the T. Against her will, that is claiming that Chris Brown assaulted her, that he drugged her and assaulted her against her will. And Chris Brown has come to show messages that she left him even after she's made these claims against him in court and more. Now, this young lady is suing Chris Brown, and now he's coming to clear his name. There are some things that have taken place, and he's put out text messages and everything else. As you can see, reports from Radar, and I'm glad that Radar picked it up because it can get the exposure that it needs, where the lady is saying, "You were the best that I ever had." Case of the woman who said Chris did that, and that to her falls apart after the texts are revealed. So these text messages are right here. And as you can see, Radar Online posted, she said she's missing him. You were honestly the best you know what I've had. LOL, I just want it again. And why are you playing with me? This is what she said after she had already filed a lawsuit claiming that he had done things to her that she didn't want him to do. So with that being said, we also have audio. Here is what was said. WWS. Now, what was said?
You haven't blocked me yet, so stuff. And you haven't blocked me yet, so I'm guessing you don't hate me. I just want to see you again. I mean, just answer the phone and you just hung up. Like, just let me know. Like, if you want me to leave you alone, I definitely will. Messages and stuff. And
What? What the fuck is she saying? I can't make it out.
you haven't blocked me yet, so guess.
What time is it? Put the time and date.
So you heard her saying you haven't blasted me yet. So you must.
Okay, I get it. So after she filed the claim of Chris Brown R-wording her. She then sends texts and voice notes of when is she gonna see him again? Are they? She misses him and she wants to D and all this other foolishness. And after this whole thing, why would Chris even have a thought of doing that? Like, where the hell are people's heads at these days? How you gonna falsify something that I don't know if he did it or if he didn't do it, but from evidence it shows that he didn't do what she said that he did to her. So I'm only going off of the facts. So it looks like Chris Brown. You guys can't even see this, so you got to stand picture up. I'm only going off on the facts that Chris Brown didn't do what she said that she did, and she's now trying to see him after she filed suit on him. And I'm pretty sure Gloria Allred picked this damn case up. Cause I don't believe Gloria Allred likes men, like, to be honest. I'm not saying that that's the that's the attorney of the ladies, but I'm pretty sure it is. She's pretty prominent when it comes to shit like this. Y'all remember me covering Dr. Cosby's story and how Gloria Allred was basically in the middle of everything that was going on. So I'm pretty sure she has something to do with this as well.
Not hate me.
you're giving me like signals. You're like reading my mind.
What time is it? Put the
Messages and stuff.
So he said, no more dragging me through the mud. Clearly, you can all see the cap. Now, let's see if the media will keep that same energy they had trying to destroy me and run the real story. Me and my team are taking legal action on this situation. You don't play with people's lives like that. Thanks, Team Breezy.
I really just want to fuck with you again. But I really just want to fuck with you again.
You know, I really have to ask myself sometimes. Sometimes I get put in shock by the lengths that these people are willing to go through with celebrities. And
All right, it's not important. So, once all of this has happened, Chris Brown posts this. Damn, y'all owe me an apology. Won't hold my breath waiting for it though. Which is true, because didn't Chris Brown get into some trouble just a few months back, sometime last year, and he also didn't do that as well. Now, I'm not a Chris Brown fan. Like, I listened to his first album when I was in high school. You know, first album was cool. Other than that, like, I ain't really have listened to his music after his first album. I know his music's everywhere, but I don't listen to his music. So let's get into this. So this is a two-part. This story's two-parted. So I'm gonna go over everything that happened before the whole lawsuit and stuff like that. Then I'm gonna get into the lawsuit. So Chris Brown was being sued for alleged drugging and R-wording a woman on a yacht docked at Diddy's Star Island home in Miami, Florida. A woman is suing singer Chris Brown, saying he drugged and R-worded her on a yacht in 2020. In the lawsuit, filed that Wednesday of I guess it was like January something. The woman who was referred to as Jane Doe, which sends up a red flag when I heard that the first time. When the woman wasn't referred to from her real name. Once they said Jane Doe, I was like, okay, yeah, this is some bullshit. Says her friend invited her to a yacht dock outside Sean Combs' home in Miami, Florida, for a party on December 30th, 2020. When she got there, the lawsuit states that Chris Brown invited her to the kitchen where he handed her a drink, and they talked about her music career. Brown, I'm pretty sure Brown wasn't entertaining that shit. Brown then filled her cup a second time, and that's when she said she started to feel a sudden, unexplained change in consciousness. According to the lawsuit, she started to fall in and out of sleep, and that's when Brown allegedly led her to a bedroom, a bedroom on the yacht, removed her bikini bottoms and started to kiss her. She says this is a fantasy that's in her head of what happened. What happened? She was probably just drunk as fuck, and she dreamt that that's what happened. I guess I don't know. Let's see. Jane Doe says that he ejaculated inside of her without her consent, and then jumped up and announced he was done. The next day, according to the lawsuit, Brown texted Doe and said he was faded. He was faded the day before, and demanded she take a Plan B, which he did. Okay, so hold up. This is where shit starts getting fishy. If you were R-worded, I understand taking a Plan B and not wanting to have a kid if you was R-worded. I understand that part. I'm not dumb to that. But if your alleged accuser, oh no, hold on. If your alleged R-wordist calls you and says, "Hey, I was faded," you know what I'm saying? Some shit got crazy, you know what I'm saying? I was lost in the moment, you know. Just go to Target, get yourself a plan B, all right? Is that cool? And she probably was okay. That's cool. I'll go now and take it. Okay, so if you was R-worded, why are you then talking to the alleged? Like, let's keep going. Bill says Brown, 2 times after the alleged R word, um, and during one of those, hold on, yeah, after alleged R word, and during one of those instances, she says she declined to go with Brown to his bedroom. The suit claims Brown then became irate and called Doe a slut. Since the alleged R word, Doe has experienced severe emotional distress, and a lie detector said that was a lie, including mood swings, panic attacks, and has engaged in self harm. Now, this is what's going on. Chris don't want to talk to you no more. So now you're putting what you're going through on him. So that means you got irate. You probably called him like some sort of a derogatory term uh, of a male, you know, whatever they call males that sleep around. The term my mother calls me is a whore, but you know, whatever. Um, and you started to go through mood swings because you were seeing that he didn't want to be around you no more. So you was calling him, being irate and going through mood swings. So you was crying, getting mad, crying, getting mad, crying, getting mad because you wasn't getting an answer from him. With that, since you were being so irate, you started getting panic attacks, and then after that, you said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna start cutting myself, and I'm gonna send him the photos and tell him that I'm gonna lie and tell the cops that you did this to me." I'll just say cutting for some fact that whatever. But let's say she was doing everything that what's the actress's name? I forgot her name. That played in Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Um, let me get her name. What is the actress? Lynn Whitfield. If you was probably doing all the shit that Lynn Whitfield was doing to herself in the movie to yourself. So, that's probably what all that happened. Now, let's keep going. Jane Doe describes as a choreographer. Hold on. Jane Doe described as a choreographer, dancer, model, and musical artist is seeking $20 million in damages. What is she getting? Vaginal rejuvenation surgery? What the hell? What the hell is happening? What's going on? Now, we intend to hold all parties accountable so that we might begin to eradicate this behavior from our society. Her attorney, Ariel E. Mitchell, that sounds like a white woman, said in a statement. on Instagram Friday posted a story writing, "I hope y'all see this pattern of cap, which y'all saw in the video. Whenever I'm releasing music or projects, they tried to pull some real bullshit." Brown's lawyer did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Neither did a representative for Sean Combs. Brown has a criminal history dating back years, including in 2009 when he pled guilty to felony assault for hitting Rihanna. Now, what they don't tell you about that whole ordeal is that Rihanna uh, had his finger in his face and smacked him a few times. And being a young male, he didn't know what to do, so he beat her up. I'm not saying that's okay. I'm just saying that's what happened. Now, in 2013, Brown was arrested in Washington, D.C. for felony assault for punching a man. He spent 36 hours in jail. Now, in 2000, what was that they said? I believe that very same night. Now, okay, I went to a concert in 2013, and Chris Brown was on the bill. It was Philadelphia's hip hop radio station Power 99, their powerhouse concert that they hold every year. I went to 2013's concert. Brown was on the bill as one of the performers. It was look, maybe he does better when he's on tour by himself, but that night that motherfucker was there, that shit was fucking horrible. He then had a show in Atlantic City that same night, which I believe I think he got arrested in DC that year because I think he went from Philly to Atlantic City to DC that night. So I think he hit somebody in Atlantic City and then got caught in DC for that crime, I believe. Now, that's just what I'm thinking, because I remember going home that night and listened to the radio station, and that's what they said, that he was arrested that night. And me and my girlfriend at the time was like, we just saw his ass. Like, how is he in jail? So, anyway, here's part 2 of the story. This is what's happening now. So, the unidentified woman who has accused and sued musician Chris Brown for allegedly R-wording her on Puff Daddy's Miami Beach-based yacht has begun to lose her lawyers after Miami police have found text messages that as Rolling Stone, hold on. Rolling Stone reports are complicating her case, because, you know, when motherfuckers keep receipts, your lies start looking like bullshit. Now, Brown, who was accused by the woman of R-wording in a $2 million lawsuit, may be guilty of what many have assumed given the suit. You know, this is one thing I want to say about that. Shouldn't people who lie like that go to jail? Like, they get charges put on them, and they have to go through what the person had to go through, but get time for it. I believe personally, whatever time that is permitted for the court to give for R-wording somebody, let's say it's 5 to 10 years, that very person should get who lied on someone for R-wording them. I believe they should get that same time, 5 to 10 years. But they have to serve every day of it, because you put somebody in a complicated situation. You try to diminish, if not diminish, their reputation, and then their story. I believe anyone who gets connected to that should do some type of time. Whoever wrote the story on it, who presented it, and it was a lie. I believe everyone should go down for that fucking crime, because I believe it should be a crime. And I believe all men think like this. Like, I believe all men think as if they have been through that sort of ordeal, some sort of time should be given to the person who has alleged that they did something to them. Like, I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. Now let's keep going. Earlier this year, news came out that Brown was accused of a number of things, including drugging an identified woman and R-wording her. The alleged incident reportedly took place on Diddy's yacht on December 30th, 2020 in Miami, Florida. Via the BBC, Brown responded to the allegations on his Instagram story, implying that he is being sued because he is releasing new music. I hope y'all see this pattern. Whenever I'm releasing music or projects, Brown said. But according to an exclusive story published on Radar Online, and since picked up by outlets like Rolling Stone, new information has been uncovered by Miami Beach Police, according to the Rolling Stone. The woman's lawyer, George, I'm gonna have a field day with this last name, so hold on. Verbeek is Vrabeck. Verbeek, I guess that's how you say it. We'll just call him George if his name comes up again. We are very grateful that the Miami Beach Police Department brought this to our attention. They did a great job. George continued. We were not made aware of that information existed prior to filing. It precludes us from going forward for a number of reasons. It's not a comment on whether an assault happened or not, but it precludes us from going forward. Many are coming to Brown's defense in light of the news, such as the Masked Singer host Nick Cannon. This is what Nick Cannon had to say. Nick Cannon had to say, "Prayer for my brother Chris Brown. We do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities." Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. The enemy stays busy. You are the best I've ever had. Case of women who said Chris Brown drugged. Now, let's see where I'm at now. Case of woman who said Chris Brown drugged, according to the original Radar story. Law enforcement has been provided dozens of text messages that also reveal Jane Doe moved to Los Angeles soon after the encounter with Brown and tried to hook up with him at least 4 times in the last year. And Brown is pursuing legal action against the woman and is cooperating with the investigation in Miami. In addition, the woman also sent unsolicited nude images of herself to Brown, along with messages during which she admitted she was high as fuck and asked Brown if he had E, which is ecstasy, if not Molly, and abbreviation for ecstasy, this psychoactive drug. The story states. This is a developing story, so once we get more information, I will bring some more information back to y'all. But ladies, listen to me and listen to me very good. If you guys want to get back at somebody, male to be more no. If you want to get back at a man, if he's not giving you any attention or stuff like that, this is what you do. You just date someone else. Alright? Probably what you should have done, since P. Diddy has more money, or someone that's like a P. Diddy, she should have just started dating them who has more money than Chris, so Chris can then just say these hoes ain't loyal. That's all. And that's it. That's all you gotta do. Date somebody that's either better looking or has more money than the last motherfucker that you've had. I thought that was the rule anyway. Anyway, let's keep going. So my next story, our good brother Ryan Coogler, he was mistaken for robbing a bank. Let's see what's going on in the world of Ryan Coogler, that day in question.
Hey, sir. Hey, man. Do me a favor, man. Come this way. Put your hand behind your back.
No, back. You got it. Is there any reason y'all doing this, bro?
Give me 1 second. Hold on. Is that him with the grease, right?
No, sir. Hey, what?
204, and everything.
Fellas, I really shouldn't do it. Man. I mean,
What's going on, my man?
trying to put money on my own.
You said what? Yeah, this your phone?
Yeah, sir.
Good job, man.
Did the officers explain what's going on while we're out here?
Not really, man.
All right, so we got a call basically.
I heard somebody ask me if I passed the note.
Yeah.
This might have been one of these notes.
So basically, we got a call, and from what we got the call, it seemed like someone was trying to rob the bank. Something about you passing a note to the teller, something to that effect. Can you just tell me what's going on? Or?
Yeah, bro. It's a medical assistant that works in my house that prefers to be paid in cash. Every time I make a withdrawal to pay her, because it's a large amount, she works a lot.
Yeah.
If I don't write down on the note how much I went out, and then I don't want it ran through the money counter right there at the desk, the whole bank ends up looking at it. They just bring money, going to get the money into the account.
Okay, so this is the thing.
Which is reasonable. I believe if you are pulling out, and this should be a lesson to banks when it comes to stuff like this. When you're which they have those little stands before you if you want to withdraw money, or you can just go up to to be like, hey, I want to take out money from my account. I like to take out this much. I believe if you're pulling out more than what's the legal amount, $1,500 you can have on your person at all times, which still gets if cops go in your pocket, if you get pulled over, they stop you, whatever, they see that you have 1,500 loose bills in your pocket, they'll still ask you where did this money come from. But I believe if you're pulling out more than the legal amount, which is $1,500, I believe that you should be taken into either the manager's office or somewhere where you can have some privacy and ask them, hey, I'd like to pull out the amount that he asked for, which was $12,000. I believe that they should do that now. There should be a teachable lesson to all banks now, because if somebody is placing a note on the counter and it states, I don't think I have that picture. Hold on. Let me grab it real fast. Cause it was very simple. Let me see if I can freak this real fast. Well, let me just take it. I'll just add it into to what I got. All right, 1 second, y'all. This is what his note said. I would like to withdraw 12,000 cash from my checking account. Please do the money counter somewhere else. I like to be discreet. Now, if the woman who was serving him, now I understand that this writing is very chicken scratchy, but you can make out some of what it says, which I like reading doctor's notes to see what their chicken scratch says, and I'm able to make out certain words sometimes, but I'm very much able to read this. I would like to withdraw $12,000 cash from my account, which, if she knows how to comprehend, it's a certain thing called context clues. Now let's go through this note word by word. I, which means possession, okay, would like to withdraw, that is an action, $12,000 cash. All right. Then, this is what she should have read for another context clue. Because she's telling them with the withdraw $12,000. Okay, that's what he wants her to do. From my checking account. There's another context clue. From my checking account, which he gave his ID. Now, what robber do you know says, let me rob you off for $12,000 of my money from my checking account. Here's my membership number. Here's my ID. Run that shit, bitch. Run it. Who the fuck does that? Let's keep going. Please do the money counter somewhere else. He's giving you a request of what he wants you to do because he's pulled out such a large amount of money. All right. I like to be discreet. There's another context clue, because unless he said, "Let me get $12,000," and it wasn't discreet at all, there's another context clue. Discreet. Like to be discreet. Motherfuckers would have been coming up to him and asked him, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" Nigga, get the fuck out my business. Leave me alone. Like, in certain places, I don't like people to talk to me. Number one, the bathroom. Please do not talk to me in the bathroom. That is so rude and inconsiderate of you to think I want to talk to you while my member's out, your member's out, and other men's members is out up in this motherfucker. I don't want no talking whatsoever towards me. Number 2, please, when I'm checking out from a store, if you are the customer behind me, next to me, even if you're a worker there, if I'm checking out, please don't talk to me. You are distracting me from something that is very critical, my fucking money. All right? Please do not talk to me. Number 3, sorry. Another place I don't like for people to talk to me. When I'm minding my own damn business, which is rather a lot, please don't talk to me. I don't need your conversation. I don't want your conversation. I didn't ask for your conversation. Leave me the fuck alone, please. Now, if the person behind the counter would have used what she learned in school, she would have been very aware of what he was asking of her. Now let's read the note all over again, people, with the context clues that I gave you, with the comprehension of what you guys should have at the age that you are. Let's go over this again and repeat after me. We'll do it on 3. 1, 2, 3. I would like to withdraw $12,000 cash from my checking account. Please do the money counter somewhere else. I'd like to be discreet. Which means you say, okay, sir, 1 minute. You'll talk it over with your manager. Say, hey, manager, I have this customer out here. He'll like to withdraw $12,000 cash from his account. He wants to be discreet about it because it's such a large amount of money. Can I do the money counter somewhere in the back? I'm pretty sure your manager will be able to grant you that wish of what you're asking, what Ryan's asking and what she's asking the manager. This is just, hypothetical. So then, when you go and put, which I'm pretty sure they have, those money bags, that certain businesses have, and I have a few of them in my house. I'm pretty sure they'll take one of those bags. They'll put it in the bag and they'll ziplock. Sometimes even a box they'll put it in. Sometimes if they have something around there lying around like that, a money box, if you will. And then hand him the money so he can get the fuck out of there. Now, if she would have used her fucking brain, Ryan wouldn't have been going through all this. This wouldn't have been a news story. He would have went back to the location of where Black Panther 2 is being filmed, and he would have just had, he would have just did what he had to do to then get this this all put behind him. But motherfuckers wanted to be difficult that day. And Ryan, for the person who put you through that bullshit, I'll say I'm sorry to you, because I understand how frustrating that is. You got to be put in cuffs for nothing, for one to get money out of your fucking account. That's crazy. Let's keep going.
The teller, she started to freak out, so she didn't even match the account with his ID that she gave her. So I need to double check to see if that's even the account, his account. You see what I'm saying? Because if that is his account, what is he doing that wrong? You see what I'm saying? It's the note beside the note. So you get his ID.
We just while they're getting you guys out of handcuffs,
I stated to the officers that arrested me that had that Glocks out.
Yeah.
That I was pulling money on my own account.
I understand.
I put my own bank card in there before they let you in the back. You know what I'm saying?
So we have to confirm that. You gotta understand. We don't come out because of the seriousness of the call. We don't just come out, and unfortunately, in a situation like that, you don't get the benefit of the doubt. We detain and then we ask questions later. That's exactly what I went inside for. You can put them out. The other people are handcuffed. I got it.
All right. Now, let's see what the news had to say about this. Now, Black Panther director Ryan Coogler was briefly detained by police in Atlanta in January after this happened in January after he was mistaken for a bank robber at a Bank of America. Come on now, now I understand. It was a Bank of America. Do y'all know what the fuck happened to Bank of America in Los Angeles? If this movie is still around, please watch. I think it's called 44 Minutes. Yeah, I think it's called 44 Minutes. Watch that movie and you'll thank me later while Bank of America acts the way that they do. Now, let's keep going. So, according to a police officer report filed Wednesday, the director confirmed the incident to Variety. This situation should never have happened, he said. However, Bank of America worked with me and addressed it to my satisfaction. Sorry, and we have moved on. Coogler was detained and handcuffed after he went to Bank of America to make a transaction on January 7th, according to the Atlanta police report. The 35-year-old director, who was wearing a hat, sunglasses, and face mask, because I understand why he was wearing a face mask indoors, because the mask mandates weren't laxed yet. We still were basically in red, or what was we in orange? I think it was in orange, but still in mask mandate, stuff like that, where you had to wear a mask in every establishment that you went to. Now, where was I at? Face mask went to the counter and handed the bank teller a withdrawal slip with a note written on the back that reportedly read, and I read it already to you guys. The teller, however, misinterpreted the situation as an attempt robbery when the amount of the transaction exceeded $10,000. What the hell am I saying? And triggered an alert notification from Coogler's bank account. The teller then informed her boss that she suspected it was a robbery attempt, and together they called the police. 4 Atlanta PD officers arrived at the scene and detained 2 of Coogler's colleagues who were waiting for him outside the bank in a car with the engine running. They informed the officers who Coogler was and what he was wearing, which matched the description of the man suspected of robbing the bank. Coogler's colleagues were detained in the back of a police vehicle, and Coogler was handcuffed and taken out of the bank by 2 of the officers. After verifying Coogler's identity and his Bank of America account, the officers released him and his colleagues. A Bank of America spokesman told Variety, we deeply regret that this incident occurred. It never should have happened, and we have apologized to Mr. Coogler. Coogler has been filming the sequel to the superhero movie Black Panther: Wakanda Forever in Atlanta. The film is set to release in November. Damn, I didn't know it was coming out this November, which I think they pushed that movie back. I think it's not coming out until next year sometime, because it was supposed to come out this year, but I think they pushed it back due to the pandemic. So I would say, fingers crossed. Hope it comes out. The second movie should come out in Black History Month, like the first one did. Now, what have we learned from this, people? We have learned that even if you are doing the right thing, it's motherfuckers that's always trying to trip you up. Now, last story of the night. Well, last news story of the night. I still have my topic that I have to get into. Jussie Smollett is out after 6 days, a 6-day stint at a Chicago jail. This is what it looked like when he was released.
We are continuing to follow breaking news tonight. Jussie Smollett is out of jail after 6 days behind bars. A court granted bond as he appeals his conviction for lying about a fake hate crime. Smollett didn't speak to reporters as he walked past the cameras.
And WGN's Brona Tumulty is live from Cook County Jail with the very latest tonight. Brona?
Good evening, guys. In a dramatic turn of events, and after just 6 nights behind bars, Jussie Smollett is a free man tonight, at least for right now. An appeals court ordering his release pending appeal of his conviction. The condition of that release was that he had to post a personal recognizance bond of $150,000, which required exactly $0 down. He left the Cook County Jail this evening around 8 p.m. without saying a word. Jussie, do you have any comment at all?
How does it feel to be free? Can you tell us what the past week has been like?
Jussie, can you give any comment at all? This is the moment Jussie Smollett walked out of jail months ahead of when he was expected to. Flanked by security, he refused to make any comment, hopping into a waiting SUV which sped off. But moments later, his defence team spoke out, describing the moment Smollett learned he'd be leaving Cook County Jail after just 6 days inside.
He pushed his hands on the glass, and his eyes got teary, and I've never seen that because he's been very strong in there. And he said, "I nearly lost hope in our constitutional system." And he did say that. And
how the hell did you lose all hope in the justice system from some bullshit you did? Come on, y'all. Let's be honest. He was fucking one of them niggas that he staged a robbery with. I also said this when I covered this story the first time. He was sleeping with one of the dudes, which I believe it was the taller Nigerian gentleman that was in the photo. If you look up the photo of them too. He also had a dress rehearsal. He made this a scene as if it was a movie. So they rehearsed it. They did a dry rehearsal. Well, they did a table read first. They was like, okay, yeah, so, we're going to go over the script. We're going to read it. We're going to see what changes have to be made. So, all right, let's get into it. So, I'll start it or whatever. I'll be walking down the street, and then you guys are gonna pop out of an alley. You guys are gonna be at least 10 paces behind me. You're gonna follow me to the to the subway that I'm going to, and with that, your line is going to be, and then the Nigerian dude goes, "Uh-oh, that is the nigga from Empire. We have to go to him and assault him." And then you go, "Yeah, let's get that nigga right now." And then, and then the scene goes, you guys walk up to me, call me a homosexual slur, and you call me a racial slur, and then you put the noose around my neck, and then you tighten it, you beat me up, and then when someone comes to aid me, you then run away. All right. Then they do the dry rehearsal in his apartment. They act it out, and then they do dress rehearsal. They go to the scene. They act it out. They do a drive run, and okay, we all good for the night? All right, cool. And then he does the bullshit that he did. So how the fuck do you lose? how do you lose hope in the justice system if you try to fuck over the justice system? Come on now. What the hell is wrong with you, yo? I know you smarter than what you look. I hope you are. Because that's very dumb for you to say something like that. Let's keep going.
That was his reaction. He was shocked. I think he had nearly given up.
Smollett was sent
Because he thought since he had some celebrity, they'll just let him off with a slap of the wrist. But you lied on a police report. Now, I hope that the woman who accused Chris Brown into R-wording her gets the same result to her. Because not only did you file a false, well, it's not really, yeah, it's a false police report. You filed a false police report. Shouldn't she do some time now? Not only that, she moved from Miami to Los Angeles, which she doesn't think that she can be what's that called, extradited to back to Florida. They'll take you on a long drive. Well, they'll probably put her on a plane with some cuffs, but if that is the case, but they'll let her off because she ain't gonna do any time. But they should do the same to her that they did to Jussie, but give her the amount of time that I said, 5 to 10 years. Let's keep going.
last Thursday following conviction in December on 5 felony counts of disorderly conduct for lying to police about a racist and homophobic attack that took place over 3 years ago in January of 2019. Smollett, who is African American and gay, alleged he'd been attacked by 2 men wearing ski masks.
He's not only African American and gay, he's Jewish, African American and gay. Get that right.
That soon turned into an investigation of the ex-Empire star, which revealed he'd hired the Osundaria brothers to stage the whole thing. He's maintained his innocence throughout. This outburst happened in moments after he was sentenced last week.
I am not suicidal.
On Friday, the actor's attorneys filed an emergency injunction seeking Smollett's release, with his lawyers arguing the 39-year-old was in danger behind bars amid online threats of harm and disturbing phone calls allegedly made to a family member.
In this country, you cannot punish a person twice.
Tonight, they argued Smollett paid $10,000 and
they did it to R. Kelly.
Community service when he was initially charged in this case, adding he's eaten nothing during his stint in jail, only drinking iced water the last 6 days, and they also spoke of the next steps in the case.
Right now he's out. We're waiting for further ruling from the appellate court, and we're going to, of course, begin a normal appeal. What we did initially was an emergency appeal, and now we're going to start the wheel for a regular appeal.
Now, the hammer came down harder than many thought it would last Thursday on Smollett. In addition to the 150 days behind bars he was sentenced to, which could have been reduced.
Is that a Chicago accent or is she Irish?
To 75 days for good behaviour. Judge James Lynn also sentenced him to 30 months of felony probation, ordered him to pay more than $120,000.
She's Irish.
In restitution to the city of Chicago, and he was fined $25,000 as well. You heard his lawyer say there you can't punish a person twice, referring to the early days of this case in 2019. They say they submitted their motions to the appellate court. The court agreed today in a 2-1 decision that Smollett should be released on bond. We did ask where he was headed tonight in that SUV. It's not clear where, though, he will be staying as things proceed. We're live tonight outside the
Go meet his booze.
County Jail. Brona Tumulty, WGN News.
Thank you, Brona.
When a woman loves.
Okay, that's the topic. So let's get into this story. Disgraced actor Jussie Smollett consumed. I didn't think I was going to laugh at that. Okay. Disgraced actor Jussie Smollett consumed nothing but ice water during his 6 days in a Chicago jail. A lawyer claimed as the star was free to begin his appeal, Nenye Uche, okay, said Smollett has refused food during his stint at Cook County Jail, which ended less than a week into Smollett's 150-day sentence on Wednesday. Uche told reporters, "Ice water, that's been his food in liquid. I can only imagine if I was in jail for something I didn't do. I wouldn't be eating." Smollett did not speak to confirm the claims as he left jail and looked. I don't know what is this word. Seveldt in a smart black shirt, in matching pants, as he was flanked by bodyguards who walked him to a waiting SUV. The performer was freed by an appeal panel so he could contest his conviction for faking a racist and homophobic hate crime in 2019. Uche also told reporters how his client nearly given up after his conviction, which saw him rage at a judge who jailed him before spending 4 of his 6 days behind bars in a psychiatric unit. He was freed after he posted the required $150,000. It's like personal $150,000 personal record. What the hell is this? What the hell is this damn word? Hold on. Recognizance. Sorry. On $150,000 personal recognizance bond. Uche also revealed that the actor put his hands on the glass, separating him. Sorry, I said spreading. Hands on the glass, separating him from his client. When the news was broken to him, and reacted with shock. He was shocked, said Uche. He had nearly given up. Smollett spent just 2 of his days with the general jail population and 4 in psychiatric unit over fears of his mental well-being. Well, I hope he knows that in the psychiatric ward, he's in there by himself. He's in the room by himself, which is just like solitary, which also makes people go the fuck crazy. But he said he wasn't suicidal, so I don't know why he had problems. So let's keep going. Judges ruled that he should go free while his lawyers worked on the appeal of his conviction on 5 felony counts of lying to police about a racist and homophobic attack 3 years ago. He was jailed for 150 days. Uche, his lawyer, told the waiting press, "Obviously, the Smollett family are very, very happy about this. We are elated." He then criticized the judge who presided over Smollett's December trial and who sentenced him on Thursday. Uche accused Judge James Lynn of having politicized the trial, and responded to the intense public interest in the case. Now, let me stop there real fast because I want to get to the family. So his whole family came out. His grandma, his older brother, his older sister, his little brother came out. Also, Journey was there, my baby. How you doing, baby? my baby was there. I never put his picture up, I don't believe, but here's Juicy Smoothie right there when he got his conviction. And let's keep going. Juicy. He all of his siblings spoke except for Journey, because Journey knew better, because she got movies she gotta make, TV shows that she has to be on. All of his siblings said, before the trial had started, or I believe after the trial, that, you know, they just went on that he's innocent and he had nothing to do with it and all this other craziness that was untrue. And it took me back a little bit when I used to watch their show. I forgot what it's called. But y'all go to YouTube tonight. Here's a fun homework assignment. Look up the Smollett family's TV show that they had. I might as well look it up now. Let's see. SOMOLL. Here we go. Smollett family. Let's see. Okay, Smollett family TV show. I should put on there. On Our Own. That's what it's called. On Our Own. Go to YouTube tonight. Look up On Our Own. You'll see all of the Smolletts on there. You got in order. It's Jackie, Jazz. Who's the next oldest? I think it's Hunter Zion. Then you have Janet, I believe. Or is that their mother? No, that's their mother, Janet. Then it's JoJo, I believe. Then I think Joel and Jussie is are twins. Then it's no. Yes, I'm right. Then it's Journey, and then it's Jake, because Jake was in Eve's Bayou. So yeah, but yeah, Journey's my baby. Though I've been in love with that damn that woman since I was a little boy. Well, not like crazed in love. I feels I should say that, because I don't want to seem like I'm a crazed fan. No. Like, you know, when I was little, I liked that it was a good looking girl on TV that was a black girl, and I was like, well, damn, you know, Judy's too old for me. She's too old for me. So, you know, there's Journey. And then who's the girl that died in that lake in California? I forgot her name. But when she did her little scenes on Family Matters, I fell in love with her as well. But yeah, I always, you know, anytime I bring up anybody from the Smollett family, I always gonna say, yeah, I was in love with Journey when I was little. Anyway, let's keep going. Where am I at? No, I said that already. Okay, here we go. There is no room for politics in our court system, and our appellate courts do not play politics, said Uche. He questioned whether Smollett should have been tried in the first place, noting that charges against him were dropped in March 2019, but filed again in February 2020. I wondered to myself whether Chicago had seceded from the Union, said Uche, because in the country you cannot try someone twice. It is unconstitutional to try someone twice. Mr. Smollett paid a $10,000 fine and did community service. There's no time. There's no time machine to go back again and redo it. Then you retry the case because they have the legal means to do so. You can retry someone. Come on now. I believe most of these damn lawyers are activists. Now, whether that activism helps or hurts their clients is just us here speculating to see if that hurts or helps these activists slash lawyers clients. Well, let's keep going. You give him 150 days in jail and what is this? In restitution, sorry. Uche claimed that Smollett was treated harshly because of his race. Should black men be walked into jail with a class 4 felony? Uche asked. Shame on you if you think so. People are still trying to lock black men up, and it's a disgrace. The judge spent a great deal of time chastising, berating my client. I had never seen that before. I was not happy with it. Another member of Smollett's legal team condemned the draconian sentence and echo Uche's claim that Smollett was tried twice for the same offense. I hope every citizen of Chicago realize how important this case is, because it could be you, said Allen. You should never ever be tried again for something a second time. The appeal proceedings are continuing, and no date has been set for the hearing. Appellate Justice Thomas E. Hoffman and Joy Cunningham on Wednesdays approved Smollett's release. The defendant has been convicted of nonviolent offenses, and that the court will be unable to dispose of the instant appeal before the defendant would have served his entire sentence of incarceration. They ruled. It is hereby ordered that the motion of the defendant, Jussie Smoothier, to stay his sentence of incarceration and to be granted him a bond pending the disposition of his appeal or until further order of this court is granted. A third judge, Maureen Connors, disagreed, writing, I dissent and I dissent and would deny this motion. Smollett's lawyers had also argued in an emergency order that he is immunocompromised and submitted a letter from a doctor saying the risk of COVID-19 should be factored in his release. And that's probably the only reason why he was released. It is unclear what disease he is suffering from that puts him at risk of complications should he contract the virus. Probably the HIV, maybe. I don't know. Just bullshit right now. Special Prosecutor Dan Webb have asked the panel to deny the release request, calling it illogical and saying the claims that Smollett's health was in jeopardy were factually incorrect. Rather than attempt to meet his burden of showing good cause for his immediate release, Mr. Smollett makes only cursory, woefully undeveloped arguments. Deputy Special Prosecutor Sean Weber wrote. Smollett who has been serving his time in psychiatric ward, was sentenced to 150 days behind bars. At the beginning of the week, his lawyers submitted an emergency motion in appellate court that include a note from a doctor. The physician said that Smollett has compromised immunity and should be released because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Though he didn't clarify what was Smollett in immunocompromised, on Tuesday the fallen actor was moved out of the psych ward where he had been forced to sleep on a resistant bed and into general population in the detention center. The actor's lawyers had argued to the panel of judges that his sentence would be fully served by the time the appeals process was complete. Smollett released Smollett's release is just another bizarre twist on a strange story of the former Empire actor found guilty of trying to raise his profile by fabricating a hate crime against himself. Smollett and his family have been protesting his sentencing, saying the length of his prison stay was proof of racism in the criminal justice system. Now, actress Taraji P. Henson, who played Smollett's mother on Mother Cookie on the Fox drama, said the sentence was too harsh. It is the lynching of a 14-year-old. Too harsh, likening it to the lynching of 14-year-old Emmett Till. I believe you're sadly misinformed, Miss Henson, for the simple fact that Emmett Till was pulled out of his family's home in where was they at? Was it Tennessee? Hold on. Alabama, sorry. It was in Alabama. He was pulled out of his home for being accused of whistling at a white woman, which that white woman is still alive today, which I believe she died, but from my findings, she's still alive. So why don't somebody trip her so she can break a bone? Anyway, with that, after they pulled him out of the home, they tortured the young boy. They tortured him, they beat him, and then when they were done, they threw him into the river, and he was sadly unrecognizable when the body was found. So Smollett still looked like himself. And the only torture he was doing to himself is not knowing if he was going to get time. So I don't understand what the hell you're saying with that. So, in Taraji P. Henson's Instagram post, she writes, I am not here to debate you on his innocence, but we can agree that the punishment does not fit the crime. Emmett Till was brutally beat and ultimately murdered because of a lie, and none of the people involved with his demise spent one day in jail. Even after Carolyn Bryant admitted that her claims were false, no one was hurt or killed during Jussie's ordeal. And you just basically made your point moot for the simple fact that you just said, context clues, people, that you just said that, where was it at? That no one was hurt. Like, you just basically fucked yourself out of making a powerful statement. Get out of here. Now, let's keep going. Let's see. He was already lost, he has already lost everything. Everything. She took everything, said I'll play. To me, as an artist not able to create, that itself is punishment enough. There's always YouTube. Like, come on now. He he can't get a job. No one in Hollywood will hire him. And again, as an artist who loves to create, that is prison. My prayer is that he is freed and put on house arrest and probation, because in this case, that would seem fair. Please, free Jussie. Now, I believe, Miss Benson, you shouldn't be making any more statements, because I say this to all entertainers. You guys make yourselves sound stupid. Once you say something and then you say something else behind it, that basically null and voids your statement. So might as well just quit. So that is the news for today. As you can see, the news always takes a long time because I want to inform you guys. All right, I want to inform you guys of the shit that's going on out in the world. With that being said, I will take a quick break, 5 minutes, and I'll come back with the topic. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to like it. With the thumbnail, it is "I love you, but I'm not in love with you." More when we come back from break. Stay right here. Don't go nowhere. Roll yourself some weed. Pour yourself some henny, and get on your phone. Get on social media. Share this video. Hold on. Like this video, share this video, share my channel as well. Also, hit the bell icon to all. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to all, so you can get all my notifications immediately. All right, we'll be right back.
Perfect. Perfect.
What's going on? So, we are going to get into today's topic, which is, am I really in love with you, or am I in love with being, hold on, what is it? Am I really in love with you, or am I in love with the thought of being in love? Now, here's a quick video to, try to, I'm trying to have you guys understand where I'm trying to come from. All right, let's
When a woman loves you but isn't in love with you, it means that you have lost her respect and attraction somewhere along the line. When a man gets into a relationship with a woman at the start, he is usually able to make her feel respect and attraction for him and make her fall in love with him, but somewhere along the line, he loses his way. For example, he becomes insecure, he becomes jealous or controlling, argumentative, or he gives her too much power and starts sucking up to her. And she then feels like she can't look up to him and respect him anymore. So, what happens is that when a woman can't look up to and respect her man, she doesn't feel good about having sex with him anymore. It just doesn't feel right to her to submit to a man that she doesn't look up to and respect. Right? She loses that urge to want to lay down and spread her legs and receive the man because she just doesn't look up to him and respect him. So it feels kind of awkward for her. She feels like she's stronger than him, so why should she be submitting to him? It just doesn't feel right to her. So when a man is in a relationship with a woman who loves him as a person but isn't in love with him, what she's waiting for is for him to regain her respect and flick her attraction switch back on. Right? The thing is, when a woman is in a relationship with a guy, she doesn't actually want to fall out of love with him. Right? She wants to be in love with him and she wants to look up to him and respect him and feel attracted to him. But she can't make that happen on her own. It comes down to how you interact with her, what you say, how you behave, how you react to her. In other words, when you're interacting with your woman, are you making her feel respect and attraction for you, or are you turning her off? For example, if a guy is interacting with his woman and he's being insecure, jealous, or controlling, that isn't going to make her feel respect and attraction, obviously. However, if a man is interacting with his woman and he's being confident and he's emotionally strong, then she's going to feel respect and attraction for him. So what you need to understand is that if you want to make a woman love you again in a relationship, you've got to regain her respect, which is very easy to do, and then her attraction automatically starts to come back. When that happens, the love starts to flow again. She starts looking at you the way that she used to, right? She has those loving eyes. She wants to be affectionate towards you. She wants to be close to you. It feels good to hug you and have sex with you and kiss you and be close to you. That makes her happy again. Whereas if a woman doesn't respect her man and she doesn't feel attracted to him, then it doesn't make her happy to be close with him. It doesn't make her happy when he's trying to have sex with her and she's just not in the mood because she just doesn't feel it, right? She doesn't respect him. She doesn't feel much attraction for him as a result, and therefore she's not in love with him. But she's waiting. She's waiting for him to flick that back on. Right? She's waiting for him to regain her respect and allow her attraction to flick back on and the love to begin to flow once again. So if you'd like to learn exactly how to do that, I recommend that you watch or listen to my program, Make Her Love You for Life. When you watch or listen to the program, you'll...
All right, that's enough. I ain't about to fucking sit here and promote all my shit. But look, this topic tonight for the simple fact that, with this being the 100th show, and my startings on YouTube was relationship advice. Basically, in the beginning, when I started doing this, my first few videos were basically me getting out all the frustration of what I went through in past relationships that I was in. So I wanted to bring this topic to, as an ode to, my old way of doing things, as well as giving some people some informed information on when you're in love with someone, but then you fall out of love, or you may just have some sort of like, uh, you're you're not all the way there anymore in the relationship with the person, but you still want to be with the person just to see if your love will come back and flow the same way that it did when you first met uh, your significant other or what have you. I say that to say this because when I was in certain relationships, I fell out of love. And I fell out of love with some of the people, but I still had love for them. And I wanted to see if my love would come back, and to see if I would, try and at least, um, see if I can get back to where that trust was, where the love was, and stuff like that. It never happened. So we just wound up just going our own separate ways. And, not trying to hurt each other and stuff like that. Well, on my part, I wasn't trying to. But as an ode to the old shows, I bring you this topic tonight. So, let's get into it. It's like the kiss of death when your spouse says, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. And I'll stop there. It was one relationship that I was in, and most of my relationships involve me being with a woman that has children. So I remember hearing this phrase, well, not phrase, but this sentiment as well from one of my exes. She was on the phone with her child's father, and I guess he asked her, do you still love me? She then she didn't answer. She said, I don't love you anymore, but I still have love for you. Then I would say 2 years down the line of us being together, we went through our own little situation, and I had told her, I was like, you act as if you don't love me anymore. She said, well, she was like, I love you, sort of. She said, you just don't act the way that you did when we first got together. She was like, I have love for you. I just have to find the love I had for you again. And that's when I knew we was done. I was all right. Right then and there, I was like, all right, we're done. Still stayed in the relationship, I should say 5 more months, but I was already checked out. That's why I made the show Let me go to my YouTube channel real fast. That's why I had made the video on YouTube, and it is. Hold on, let me get to it. Let me just go to my videos and take less time. Where's it at? Where is it? Does leaving mentally prepare you with leaving physically? What I covered in that video is basically when you basically mentally check out, like you're no longer mentally in the relationship anymore, but you still have to physically act as if you're in the relationship. Is it mentally you preparing yourself to then leave physically, basically breaking up with the person or walking out of the person's life? So I basically had to, like, I would say within my mid 20s, I was in and out of a relationship. It was a crazy time for me. Like my mid to late 20s, I was in and out of a relationship. Like after one stopped, probably no longer than maybe a month or two, I was in another one. I was just in and out of relationships. So what I would say I was doing, I was teaching myself, number one, learning real attachment. Two, learning who I am, as far as a relationship goes. And three, in a future sense, what to do in any situation in a relationship. So then, mentally being not being there anymore, but physically still being there, I had to teach myself what are the do's and don'ts, basically. So one thing that I learned was when you mentally check out, but you still have feelings for the person. This is one thing that I learned from that. It's best to say, I'm not really feeling this like that anymore. I don't want to lead you on, and I feel as though that if I keep going with this, I probably am breaking your heart more than what I should actually be doing, of which I actually should be doing is telling you how I feel and how I what I'm doing right now, to you how I feel about the whole situation. Either grow from it and learn from it and go on, or just walk out of your life altogether. So what I learned from what I did was it's best to tell the truth at all times, even if it does hurt their feelings. Tell the truth at all times, and give them a good reason for why you feel the way that you do. And then from there, you allow them to make their own decision of what they want to do, as far as either try to work it out or leave the relationship. And then basically putting all the chips in the person's hand to basically make their own decision instead of you making the decision for them. Now, is it time to panic when you hear that? It's not really. Like, it's really not. It's you basically mentally preparing yourself to physically leave. It may be. I'm not trying to instill fear in you, but we talk about reality and how you can face life as it is. If you want to get where you need to go, you must accept where you're starting from. But what about this? My spouse said, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. What does that mean? It typically means I have emotions for you, but it's not what I want. Why? Why do people say this? For for some people, and these are relatively rare. These are people who have finally decided I don't want any relationship. I want to be alone. You've heard me say they're relatively rare, and they are. And that could be happening with your spouse. So it's not likely, but they may want to go off and be by themselves. Typically, when that happens, it's somebody who's been hurt so many times in life by parents, siblings, friends, maybe even by you. Although I'm not trying to blame this on you at all, please don't. Please don't hear that. And they finally reach the point of thinking I shouldn't be in any relationship because all relationships wind up hurting me at some point. And I've heard that before as well. And if you're watching, I'm telling our business. I was with this woman. We were practically, I don't know, like 3, maybe 5 months in. Of dating. Like, we talked practically a year, was together practically a year. And she told me every time I get into a relationship, I always wound up being hurt. And I just asked, I plainly asked her why. She said because usually it's the other, she started blaming other people for, their problems. She was like, it's usually the other person's fault, and I, always have to be the one to pick my face up off the ground and go on or whatever. It's always with the people that I usually fall in love with. So I was like, well, there has to be a reason and why the people you fall in love with, and this is me playing counselor, I was like, it has to be a reason why you being in love with somebody, they're not either sharing the same sentiments or you two probably aren't on the same page. And it sounds like you two aren't on the same page. So, what you should be really thinking is, if we ever get to the point to where you fall in love with me, are you going to still feel that way? Because I said, we can not be together right now because I wouldn't want to put you through that type of heartache if it ever comes up. So she looks back at me and says, "Well, I hope you're not the same as the other guys that I've dated because you seem as though that you're different." I look back at her and I was like, "Well, that is true, but time will tell to see where we flourish from here." Because like I said, we was only like 4 or 5 months in. So, push came to shove. Things started not working out. I found out later, after we broke up, that she was in love with me. And, we just wound up not working out. Mainly for her attitude. That's just what I got from it. Somewhere in the relationship, an attitude just came out of nowhere, and I was like, I'm not dealing with this because I don't have to deal with it. So I was like, I can just leave. So I left. So let's keep going. So that's one possibility not the most likely possibility, but one possibility. Another is, I feel this emotion with you, but I feel like there's something more I can have, and I want to go looking for it out there. And so I love you, but I'm not in love with you means that I've heard other people describe what they feel. I've watched the things on the TV. I've seen the stuff in the movies, and I want to go and see if I can find that for me. People, I want you to take this one caveat. Whatever you see in movies, in television, and on social media is all fantasy. It never ends up like this, like that. Some people may find their Prince charming. Some people may, get, their soulmate and stuff like this. But you gotta be practical. My whole thing is this: when I'm with a girl and we're dating and stuff like that, I usually tell them, look, if we fall in love and, it's like, it's a long term relationship and you want to get married, just look at this relationship as your audition to be my wife. Just like I'm auditioning to be your husband. So there's going to be some give and take here. There's going to be some times where you don't want to do something that takes you out of your comfort zone. Same on my side. I'm going to have to go through all those emotions as well. But if we can stick through it and have each other's backs and be truthful, honest, and be loyal to each other, we'll get to the wedding. So let's see where this goes. And with that being said, I'm not married. I'm not married, and I'm not in a relationship right now, so it doesn't really matter. So let's see. Where am I at? Okay, so that might be what they're saying, or unfortunately, they may be saying, "I don't feel this in love feeling with somebody else." I'm not blaming you. I'm not angry with you. There's still part of me that has positive emotions about you. So therefore, I love you, but I'm not in love with I love him. Hold on. I love you, but I'm not in love with him. I'm not in love with her. And so, I love you, but I'm not in love with you is setting up a situation where it's like, but I am in love. Now, your spouse may not be ready to admit that right away, which you really never do. You really never admit it right up front because you don't know how the other person will take that information. So there it's it becomes very confusing basically because you want to say something, but at the same time you don't actually want to tell them because you don't know how they'll feel about it. Now, I lost my place again. Okay, there we go. They may not want to tell you that it's going on, what's going on in their lives at that particular moment. So they may be deceitful. How to save your marriage? Now, if you're going to deal with this, if you really want to save the marriage and your spouse has told you, I love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore, then you need to accept what they feel, even if you don't like it. Because if you come back, oh no, you do love me, and you start trying to explain to him or her, or convince them that indeed love is there, the in love kind of love is there, it's not going to do you any good. It makes you look uh, it makes you look desperate. Sorry, and it certainly makes the other person convinced you don't get me. You don't understand me. You don't know who and what I am. You see, if you look at the reasons that people divorce, if you look at the research, by far the most common reason that people divorce are money. That's number one. Finances. I don't feel like you love me. I don't feel like you like me, or I don't feel like you respect me. The last part is respect, money, and sex. If you don't feel as though that's what makes your marriage up, then that's why husbands and wives go on vacation. That's for sex. That's also showing them that they have the finances to go on these vacations. And then, shows them that I respect you enough to go out on vacation with you. Now let's keep going. And if they have felt that, if they have felt that you have been disrespectful by trying to control, dominate, argue, whatever, that you have always tried to get your way, there's a ton of different ways that this could be demonstrated. But if you showed disrespect, whether you meant it or not, that can set up a person to be vulnerable. Either not wanting to be with you, I love you, but I'm not in love with you, or being what the hell is this word? Susceptible, sorry. Or being susceptible to developing a relationship with somebody else where they feel respected, i.e. cheating. The same thing has to do with love and like. I want to know not just that you feel good toward me in the sense that you love me. I want to know that you like me. You look at me and see that there are good attributes here. I'm a person that you enjoy being around, and I'm a person you enjoy talking to. And so, if indeed, again, I'm not trying to beat you up at all. I'm not. We're just trying to deal with the realities. You have been demonstrating toward them the respect and a lack of love, a lack of liking. Then you need to accept the fact that if they are involved with someone else, it's because at least in that relationship, they do feel respected, liked, and loved. I'm not saying that your spouse is involved with someone else. I don't even know who your spouse is. So I'm not trying to tell you that. Although I'm just in just a moment, if you think there is somebody else, but they have not admitted that as of yet, I'm going to give you some ways to tell whether they might be having an affair. But right now, that's not the focus. The focus is trying to understand him, trying to understand her. Accept what is they feel and understand why they feel that way. Just like I said, I forgot what video I said this in, but the cup. What did I name it? So my cousin came up with this concept. It's called the cup technique. Communication, understanding, and patience. With that, communicate with your partner at all times about anything that's either bothering you or not bothering you. Alright? Or communication can be just talking and stuff like that. You have to have some sort of rapport of conversation in your relationship, right? So then with that comes understanding. You're understanding the person that you're with. You're understanding what their wants and needs and desires and stuff like that. You get all of that. But you have to be patient to the pace that they're going. And, patient in other areas as well. This is what it looks like to be in love with to love somebody but not be in love with them. You totally check the hell out. You just check the fuck out. You don't really care. And, you got your Asian baby sitting there just holding you tight, making sure you come back to your senses. I'm playing, but Alright, was that the last picture? Okay, that was the last picture of tonight. 1 second. Alright. Get rid of these, and then I'll get right back to you. Alright. So, now if you sit down and say, okay, I just heard Dr. Bean say that maybe you feel disrespected or unloved or disliked, so explain that to me. That's probably not going to work. Because if indeed they feel disrespected, unloved, and disliked, you're coming in and demanding that information will not get you the truth. But if you try to understand why, then look at, how have they reacted before? What kind of things have I done that I've seen them pull away from me or get angry with me or just shut down around me? I've dealt with that several times. And start doing some self-evaluation at this point. And if you begin to understand why you say Dr. Bean, why is that important? Because at least hopefully it will change the way you interact with them. If you're thinking only from the reference of yourself, which is selfish, okay, you're not going to grasp what's going on. And if you want to save this marriage, if you want your spouse to be in love with you again, then you're going to have to see things at least to some degree from their perspective. All right. I had an issue doing that at a point in time in my life. I would say in my mid-20s, where I basically, if we argued, I would put me as if I was them. So let's say they either were going through something or we were going through or I did something or whatever. I would always say, well, you reacted like this. I wouldn't act like that. I wouldn't have reacted like that. I'm putting myself in their shoe as if they're me. So, by me understanding that, no, that's not what you do, I then lost one of the people that I was in love with. And it made me realize, which was a teachable moment, it made me realize that, oh, okay, I did something wrong there. I can't correct it with this person, but in my next relationship, I make sure that I do not put them in the same predicament that the next person was in. That the last person was in. So there goes, it's a teachable moment for you. You realize something wrong happened, and then you're correcting it. All right. Signs that your spouse may be in love with someone else. Here's the juicy part, people. I've never been cheated on, but I've cheated on people before. I just lied right through my teeth there. I've been cheated on. And if this dirty slut is watching, filthy bitch, I have a real good relationship with my cousin. He pretty much molded and shaped my adulthood, I would say, along with my brother, but he was around more. So the very night that I was getting cheated on, somehow I could feel it. And don't take my words with a grain of salt when I just said that. All right, if not, I actually felt what was happening. I felt that I was being cheated on. It was like a sixth sense. So I called the girl. Wasn't getting an answer, which when I would call, she always would pick up the phone. So I hopped in my car, and this is where things get weird. Okay, so I had her username and password to her iPhone. At the time, Find My iPhone was like the new hot thing, right? Yes. I went into my phone, typed in her username and stuff, and I saw where she was. And she wasn't home. I then go to that location. The location was an apartment building, so I didn't have access because it was one of those apartment buildings where you either have the key to get in or you have to be buzzed in. So I didn't know what apartment person was at, so there was no way for me to get into the building. So this shit is embarrassing as hell. Okay, so this funky bitch walks out with two niggas, alright? This bitch was being rotisserie on a queen size mattress, my nigga. She was being rotisserie on a queen size mattress. I don't know if the mattress was a queen size. It's just what I had in my head at the time. All right, she was being rotisserie by two niggas on a queen size mattress. So just know when they came out, I really rolled up on her because she was in the back of them. And I rolled up on her and I was like, hey, what's up? And her eyes got real big, like they look like 50-cent pieces. I was like, hey, what's up? She was like, what are you doing here? She was like, let me get in the car. I said, no. Those are your homeboys. You go ahead and go with them. Hey, bro, I ain't got nothing against y'all. Y'all's doing y'all's thing. But you know what I mean? I gotta handle my business. I told her, look, do yourself a favor, lose my number, lose my address, and fuck you. I'm done. And I sped off. Alright, but to give you guys some context of what happened before, my cousin, the reason why I brought him up, I had called him. And I had said to him, I said, hey man, you ever get that feeling that like something ain't going right? He was like, depends on what you're talking about. I was like, well, have you ever been in a relationship and thought that at the moment that you felt what you felt, that the person was doing you dirty? He was like, sort of. I've been through that before. He said, but I ain't let it bother me though. He said, I just stopped talking to her. So I was like, so how'd you deal with shit? He said, I went out and fucked the bitch that night. So okay. He said, wow, what's going on? You think the girl cheating on you? I was like, yup. He was like, well, where are you at? I said, I'm on my way to get to her location. He was like, nah, nigga, turn around, come to the house. I'll have the door unlocked. Just come to the house. I'll have a beer waiting for you. I was like, all right, I'll be over there in a minute. As I'm driving past the road to get to his apartment complex, I beeline straight to the girl's location, did what I did, and then drove back, went to my cousin's house, and then told him what I did. And he said, well, I wouldn't have did that. He was like, but at least you got what you got off your chest what you had to get off your chest. I was like, yeah. He was like, you feel bad about it at all? I was like, not what I did. I said, but I kind of, feel low that she would do that to me, but, I guess I'm not the person who I thought I was. He was like, well, since you know that information now, you know what to do with it. I was like, all right, cool. Well, this was a good talk, and I'm gonna be up out. I was all right, cool. And that's how I got over people cheating on me. Like, I just don't give a fuck. If you cheat on me, then just know you weren't the only one either. So, let's keep going. Where was I? So, where did I go off of it? So, signs that your spouse may be in love with someone else. Okay. But since I brought it up, I need to go on and finish an earlier thought. Wait a minute, I heard those three things earlier. And one was that my spouse might be in love with someone else. That's one of the possibilities. I'm not saying that's the case with that situation, but it's one of the possibilities. And if you're thinking, how would I know that? Okay, here are some of the signs you can look for. All right. Number one, has your spouse's appearance changed in the last few weeks, or at least, or the last 3 months? In other words, they've lost weight, they're gone to the gym, got in better shape, started dressing differently, and changed hairstyles. So, in other words, there's a change going on. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're cheating on you. They could just want to better their health, change their look, or, want to be healthier. So, it's not a possibility with that, but it's something to factor in. Alright? Now, let's keep going. In and of itself, it may not mean anything, but I'm going to go through a whole bunch of things to examine. For example, has my spouse's appearance changed, and is there some factor I don't know about it? Like, they got a new job. No, I'm not just seeing that he or she changed, but I'm not sure why, but I can see change. Is there any missing money? If your husband or wife spends big money, but you don't know where it's going, it might be relatively innocent. But compared with this whole list I'm going to give you, it can start mounting up to be a bunch of things going on at once. Is there a missing time? My wife got off work at 5:30, and she said she was going to drop by the grocery store to pick up a few things and be here, but didn't get here until 9. When she showed up, she had one bottle of milk, and it can't take that long to buy a bottle of milk. If it's just something that happened rarely or very seldom, it might not mean anything. But if it happens more and more and more, it could be, okay, my husband sometimes doesn't show up, and he said he ran into his buddies. So they stopped at the bar, and they had a couple of beers. I told that lie before. They started playing darts, and time got away from them. that is a possibility. But again, we're giving you a whole list of things to look at together. All right. Okay. Are there any hidden bills? You used to get the bill about the cell phone, and you could see all the calls that your husband or wife made. Now, hold on, yo. Nothing says trust more than sharing a line. One of my relationships, we shared, a phone company because she was dealing with Metro PCS when I met her. I said, "Nah, come on over here to AT&T with me and get on my plan, whatever." So, some suspicious. Well, this was more on my part, but I started looking at the bill more because she was getting on my ass about who I was calling and texting. So I started looking at her side of the bill, and it looked kind of similar to me. And I was like, well, you throw up in my face all the time. The old bitches that hit me up that want to talk, but you sitting here talking to a new nigga or an existing nigga, a satellite, I like to call him. But you getting on my case. I said, but you doing the same bullshit that I was doing. Okay, it's cool. Nothing says trust more than sharing a phone plan together. All right, and you haven't seen that bill for a while. So it's like somehow it's disappearing and you can't get your hands on it. And usually your husband or wife would leave the cell phone lying around. And if you want it, you could pick it up and look at the phone. But now it's carefully guarded. And if you get too close to it, your spouse rescues it. Nothing says I'm cheating more than, well, I need something that's phone-like real fast. Here we go. I got a remote that's just laying around. Nothing says I'm cheating more than the phone being placed somewhere, right? And let's say, okay, hold on. I can give you an example without demonstrating it. Let's say when you first meet your your spouse, either man or woman, and let's say at first you kept the phone away from them, like because you just started dating, you don't want the person all in your business, so you back away, not back away, but you just set the phone fairly away from them. So if they're on one side of the couch, your phone is on the opposite side next to you. Then let's say you guys are into it. Your phone is more placed in an area where she can or he can readily get to it. But then that starts to change. That distance of the phone starts to be much farther away from you, from reach. And if you try to get on it, they snatch it out of your hand or they start arguing with you or stuff like that. My whole thing is when I get in relationships, you don't pay for this bill, so there should be no reason why you're on it. I'm not hiding anything from you. I hope you're not hiding anything from me. But just know any business that's going on this phone, I'm not doing anything that would make you question. But if you could get into this phone, you'll be looking what you asked for, because I don't get rid of text messages. So if you're looking for anything, text messages and instant messengers and stuff like that is not the place where you want to be in my phone. This is gonna look like I'm cheating, but I'm not. Like, it's just they're there. Basically, just in case some shit happens, I have to have that line around. But basically, if the phones start getting further away from you, and it's safeguarded a lot, or you know, you do what I did. Keep your phone when you're sleeping. Keep your phone in your pocket, zipped up in a one of those TSA locks that you have. I would do that with my pants. I basically rigged a way to where I'll have my phone charged and I'll only lay on one side. When I was asleep, I'll have it in my pocket zipped up and whatever. But yeah, that was the old days. when females couldn't get enough of your Uncle Elroy. So let's keep going. Have you discovered any hidden social media? Now this is a big one. Let's go. For example, you are suddenly blocked from your husband or wife's Facebook page, Instagram, or what have you, any social media. Or you're not seeing what they tweet anymore. Or perhaps you run across evidence somewhere that maybe your husband or wife has a different Facebook page, for example. My friend said she saw something my wife posted on Facebook the other day. I still have access to her page. I'm looking at it, and it's not there. So, is there any hidden social media that you're aware of that you have found? Now, only the sneakiest of sneakers can do this. But one of my exes that I'm friends with, she showed me a way of how you can look at basically anything that they do on social media. It always takes a woman to get this information. So in certain ways, I'm not telling you how you do this, because then it's gonna be every female in America that's gonna cuss me out. So y'all secret is safe with me. So in certain ways, you can view what they liked, what they've posted, people they've talked to, all kinds of stuff. And you can view all of this shit on social media. On either social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, I believe. You can. There's a myriad of ways you can see this stuff. So how can I say this? It's like being able. It's like being able to be on their page without being on their page. Like, the shit is fucking crazy. You can see all of their activity. It's time stamped and everything. This shit is crazy. Thank you to my ex-girlfriend that showed me that shit. I don't use that information. Like, I don't use that to be malicious. I don't use it at all sometimes. Unless I have to. And usually I never have to. So, so let's see. I don't know if I said this, but so is there any hidden social media that you're aware of that you have found? Like I said, if y'all go looking for it, then usually it's what you're looking for. And has your sex life changed? This is a big one as well. Not just has your sex life gotten worse, like we hardly have sex with each other anymore, or we don't. We do make love. It's like my spouse is not even involved in it anymore. Let me read that over. I had a hard time saying that, so I'll read it all over again. We are hardly having sex with each other anymore, or when we do make love, it's like my spouse is not involved in it anymore. Basically, it's boring the fuck out of the person. I've been there as well. But it could also be just the opposite of that. For example, all of a sudden, we're having sex more than we used to, and my spouse is getting into it. If you're thinking, wait a minute, can an increased and enhanced sex life be a sign of an affair? It can. Any one of these things by themselves may mean nothing, but we're building a pattern here. Now, ladies, mostly, let's say that, when you started dating your boyfriend, y'all practically was going at it every damn day. Probably 2 to 3 times a day. I remember the days when I got with the girlfriend that we moved in together with. First living together, morning, when I would get home from the gym, and before we would go to sleep at night, we was going at it. So that's 3 times a day, 7 days a week we was having sex. A lot of fucking sex. Then it started teetering off maybe twice a day, and then it really teetered off to once a day. And then after that, it was like, I guess I'll just jack off tonight. Like it was that intense. And then this is on my side. I cheated, so I had to fuck more to show that, whatever. But I got found out, so whatever. Well, no, I didn't get found out. I told, because we was breaking up, then we got back together again. So it was that sting of I cheated on you. Hold on, where's Dave Chappelle at?
Gotcha, bitch.
Okay. Okay, so have you started catching your spouse in lies? Relatively innocent lies in the sense that he said he was going to the grocery store to pick up something. I just happened to be driving by and his car wasn't there. I mentioned later I was going to come in and shop with you because we need something, but I didn't see your car. All of a sudden, there's a different story. Oh, I meant to tell you if that happens once or twice, no big deal. But are you beginning to catch more lies and more lies and more lies? Look, lies compound lies. If you have to tell a lie, you have to tell a lie to keep the first lie alive. Then why are you trying to still keep the first lie alive? You're forgetting the first lie because your third lie compounds your second lie, which doesn't go with the first lie, which lies compound lies. Just don't lie. Just tell the truth. That's what I had to find out. The more and more I lie, the more and more I'm covering up. And the more and more my story doesn't make sense. So, I adopted, fuck it, I just tell the truth. Sometimes it's playful, like this joke I wrote. I wrote this joke a long time ago when I was trying to be a comedian, but I never did it on stage. It goes, if I can remember it right. I cheat on my girl a lot, and she knows, but she just thinks I'm playing around. I always tell her in a playful way that I want to fuck that bitch over there that I know. She always laughs it off, and I laugh with her. But little does she knows, I fucked that bitch already. It was a bad joke, I know. All right. Are you beginning to notice a lot of mood swings? Where that sometimes your spouse is joyful, sometimes your spouse is depressed, and sometimes your spouse is angry. Is it to the point where it just seems things change rapidly? I don't understand what's going on here. On here, I've just noticed that he's changed or she's changed, and these mood swings are all going on. I don't really have anything for this, for the simple fact that if my ex is watching that I work with, still to this day, you talk about not knowing what's hot and what's cold. And I want to ask y'all, have y'all ever dealt with somebody that had constant mood swings for no fucking reason? Like, just no fucking reason at all. Like, to the point to where you think that they're fucking crazy. Like, it's like, this motherfucker crazy. Like, you just like, these motherfuckers crazy. Like, I don't understand shit that this motherfucker is talking about right now. Or doing, or trying to get me to realize, like, what the hell? Like, I don't know, and I'm not dealing with this shit anymore. Like, if you have to do that, please get the fuck out of that relationship, because you're only hurting yourself. You're not hurting the person that is doing it to you. Your basic. I don't think that makes sense. Hold on. If the person that is giving you the mood swings and you have to realize that you don't know what the fuck is happening, then that's when you should leave. That's when you should be, okay, you know what? I'm out this bitch. I can't do this no more. That's when you should realize, because if it's hot one minute, then it's cold the next, and it's too much to deal with. If they don't have any sort of background of mental health, but they're always moody, get the fuck away from them. Because it's only gonna end one way. You going to jail. Or you can leave. That's the second way that it can end. But just know, you don't have to deal with that shit. I sound like them women. You don't have to deal with that, sis, okay? You don't have to deal with that. But anyway, yeah, just know that shit's crazy. You don't have to deal with that. Now, let's see. Have you found yourself asking questions like, why did you not show up until 10 o'clock when you said you'd be here at 7? Or $100 are missing here. I want to know where it went. If you start asking those questions, and in response, your sanity begins to be questioned, like, I think you're going crazy. Don't you remember? I told you what I do. What? Hold on. I told you what I did with the $100. Don't you know what I did at that time? We discussed it already. When you know good and well that that didn't happen, you're thinking, why is my sanity being questioned? Often that's a tactic that a person having an affair will use to throw you off their track. The best defense is a good offense. Let me go at you and go at you. Hold on. Let me go at you and go at you so you wind up defending yourself. Now, you're not attacking me or questioning me because you're busy protecting, or even they now become offensive to any question. Where were you? What are you, my mom? You're trying to control me now. Or what happened with that money? I'm not gonna live like that where you treat me like a child, and I can spend $100 if I want to. Any of those things by themselves may mean nothing. Even 2 or 3 of them coupled together may mean nothing. However, if you see all of these signs of cheating happening, it may be. I'm not telling you that definitively that your spouse is having an affair, but it may be that they are involved with somebody else, or at least involved in something they should avoid. Once a person falls out of love, it is hard to fall back in love. There is nothing more disheartening to a couple. Hold on, before I get to that, I'll get to this. You ever question your sanity at the same time you had a parent of yours in the car with you? As the person that you're with is on the phone having a mental breakdown, has that happened to anybody here? For the simple fact that has happened to me, I'm embarrassed to say that. When you have to question your own sanity in a relationship, it's time to go. It is time to get as far away from that person as you can physically do. Shit, it's bad enough that we don't have spaceships to take us to any planet we want to get far away from somebody. It's just continents we can go to, and that's not even far enough sometimes. Hell, like I told you, I dated somebody that I worked with, and her being on first shift isn't far enough away from it. Hey, if she's watching, you can kiss my ass. That's how I feel. Anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand. There is nothing more disheartening to a couple or a couple's therapist than to hear one partner proclaim to love but not be in love with the other. Sounds like, well, I do not want anything bad to happen to you, but I do not feel the way I should feel about you. Or how about, of course I love you. After all, we have children together. Or the dreaded, we can still be friends. Now, that was my last relationship. we was only together 3 months, so she hit me with my life isn't really where I wanted to be at right now. I was like, man, fuck out of here. I said, if you want to break up, just say you want to break up. Like, why are you putting all this extra shit on top of it? Like, I give no fucks about what you're going through right now. Like, if that was the case, I should have never been here. So, with that being said, I'm out. Well, we can still be friends, right? Yeah, okay. Fuck out of here. I ain't no friends with an ex. Well, I'm friends with one ex-girlfriend, and I'm cordial with many, but that's about it. And it took 2 years for was it 2 years? Yeah, it took 2 years for me and my ex to be friends. So like I said, I'm friends with one and I'm cordial with the rest. And this others I don't even fucking talk to. Like I said, I work with one. I don't look nor talk to I don't look at her nor do I talk to her. Not even in the business sense. I don't talk to her. Like it's just it's like at this point in time, we've been broken up since 2018. Mid 2018. It's 2020 now. It's been 4 years. There's no reason for me to talk to her at all. Yeah, that's been 4 years. Yeah, it's been 4, almost 4 years. So yeah, let's keep going. When people who are in relationships distress claim to love one another, I try to take this proclamation to another level, especially if they are. Excuse me, damn! I just had a belching fit there. Especially if they are producing some serious symptoms. For example, I usually ask something like, "You can love your pet poodle and love playing tennis, but you hold on. You can love your pet poodle and love playing tennis, but are you in love with one another?" If I suspect that only one person is in love, I will separate the couple for our session and ask this question of each other, each of them. Sorry, in confidence. If only one answers in the affirmative, I know that serious trouble is on the horizon. Why? Because one of you fall out of love, and it's hard to fall back in love. Yes, it is. It is not impossible, but it is improbable. And if one or both partners were never in love, a la my stance on physical attraction, I doubt very much if I can be cultivated. While most articles focus on how to tell if your partner is not in love with you, I will address those in individuals who are showing signs of not being in love. A subtle difference pointed at the proactive rather than the reactive. I know that some people have feasible excuses for their what is this? Hold on. It's a word I'm getting stuck on real fast. Apathetic. So let's reread that. I know that some people have feasible excuses for their apathetic or neglectful behavior, such as anger, depression, or physical illness. But if their detrimental behavior is chronic, chances are something more sinister has been brewing for some time and will sooner or later reveal itself. Sorta, kinda, check this out. For some reason, everywhere I work at, it's always these older ladies that aren't really in love with their husbands anymore. They're just housemates with each other. Cause it's hard to hear. It's hard to hear this when somebody's married to somebody, and it sounds like a loveless relationship, such as, yeah, he was in his room last night. What? He was in his room? What the fuck are y'all talking about? Yeah, he was in his room last night making all this noise, and I had to knock on his door and tell him to quiet down because I was trying to get some sleep in my room. Why aren't y'all sharing a room together? Like, that makes no sense. Like, how are y'all married, but y'all are just housemates? But then y'all showing up to events with each other, and y'all are given the persona of a loving relationship, and everybody's like, that's just relationship goals right there. I want to be like Beth Ann and Johnny. Like, it's like, nah, like, they don't love each other. It's just crazy. Now, here we go. Apathy. Number one, apathy. Partners who are in love seem to have the energy to do things with their counterparts. They want to please them and look for new and exciting adventures to engage them. If you do not want to explore the world with your partner, you may not covet their company. Distance. Partners who are in love want to be around their counterparts as much as possible. Most cannot wait to get home from work or for the weekend to spend time with them. Just going out for a simple bite to eat may be fulfilling. If you are fortunately distancing from your mate, you may not be in love. Physical intimacy. Number 3. Partners who are in love have sex more often to make love. They enjoy pleasing their partners in the bedroom, not purely to boost their own egos, but to make their partner feel wanted, desired, and valued. And they look forward. To it. They feel pleasure from pleasuring, which is a love language. Some people find pleasure in pleasuring other people, not just in sex, but like, gift giving or surprising them with something like that. That's a sort of a love language, to say the least. They are truly interested in what turns their partner on and makes efforts to obtain their information. If you do not relish being close to your mate and you are uninterested in making love with them, making love with them, there may be something very seriously wrong. Number 4. Partners who are... How long have we been on? Okay, I'm good. Number 4. Partners who are in love tend to maintain a focus on their counterparts. They think of them often and may bring them little gifts for no reason, other than they want to show them how much they are thought of. Like I said, it's a love language. They express concern when they think their partners are unhappy and try to address the issue as soon as possible. If your partner is rarely on your mind, you may not be in love. That was number 4, focus. I don't think I said that. Number 5, value. Partners who are in love value their counterparts and are more likely to feel lucky to have found such a person. True or not, they tend to think they have found their soulmates. If you feel that your partner is just another fish in the sea, you probably aren't in love. Have I ever felt like that? Well, like I said, I dated 2 older women, and that's how I felt about them. They were just fish in the sea. You can't catch this big ass bass and just be like, well, I think I can do something with it. It's like, nah. Just take your picture and get the fuck on. That's all you gotta do. Weigh it, take your picture and get the fuck on. Number 6, most importantly, respect. Partners who are in love respect their counterparts. They admire them and are supportive of their endeavors. Out of respect, they are better able to listen, negotiate, and compromise. There are fewer control struggles and more teamwork. If you treat your mate as if they have little to do often, you are let's read that over. If you treat your mate as if they have little to offer, you may not be in love. Lacking one or more of these areas does not necessarily guarantee that you are not in love, but it may, and if so, you should take it seriously. The authenticity of your relationship may be at stake. Now, people, other than y'all learning about certain relationships I've been in, I hope you guys learned something when it comes to relationships and knowing what love is and what love isn't. If someone tells you someone tells you that they love you but they're not in love with you, there's probably a chance that the relationship may not work. You may never know. It may do a full 180, come back, and you guys could be good, but you could be looking at the worst, and that's breaking up and not being with each other. So hope you guys learned something tonight. I've been reading this article practically all week on my computer until I printed it out. I practically kind of picked it for the simple fact this topic today picked it. Other than my 100th episode and going back to the root of what this channel started out as, I basically wanted to give you guys a little caveat of information when it comes to relationships, other than telling you guys what's going on in the world and stuff that we should know and stuff like that. I feel like this is something that you guys should know, but at the same time educating you to have a better relationship for you and your spouse to basically thrive together. I like seeing people in love. I love seeing people in love. So with that being said, I will end this, and we're gonna do it a little something like this. Now, there's my music. Alright, there we go. If you are watching this, people, on Saturdays, I do a little show like this called Marcus Speaks Live, my podcast show that I do every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you guys like it. I want you to, if you're just coming here, if you're watching this your first time being here in Abode Marcus, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to all so you can get all my notifications once I go live. As well, also do a show called Mark Speaks Play, where I play video games, all my favorite video games and certain select of new releases. Hope you guys come through to that. If you have children, please know I have a disclaimer. I hope that you guys have kids and have watched video game shows. Read the disclaimer because I do smoke, I do use foul language at certain times, and my channels are made for adults anyway. So if you do have kids and they watch the video game show, just know that there will be cussing and foul language. So I have two YouTube channels. My first channel, which this comes on, is Marcus Speaks Play, as well as Marcus Speaks is my first channel. Sorry, my second channel is Marcus Speaks Play. So you can see Marcus Speaks Live on Marcus Speaks, as well as you can watch video game shows named Marcus Speaks Play, but also have my secondary channel, Marcus Speaks Play, where I only exclusively do video game streams, and you guys can watch them on my channel. As well, if you can, subscribe to my secondary channel, and as well, hit those links up in the description below. Also on Twitch at Marcus Speaks Play, same as my secondary YouTube channel. Go to that as well if you know somebody that says they don't really like looking at people on YouTube, but they like Twitch more. So hey, I know this guy that I just subscribed to on YouTube. He also does Twitch on Fridays, playing video games that you'll like. So that link is also in the description below. If you have any sort of game recommendations, show recommendations, such as like something I can do on my podcast or the video game show Marcus Speaks Play, or a segment that I can add to either show, let me know. As well as a story recommendation, let me know that as well. The way you can do it, you can either hit me up in the live chat, or you can let me know in the comment section if you're watching the replay. Just let me know in the comment section what you suggest, because the channel's still growing, so I want you guys to let me know. As well, if you guys also want to contact me on my social media, on my DMs. The way you can do that, I'm on Instagram at marcus.speaks.podcast as well. I'm also on Facebook at Marcus Speaks, which is my personal page. Also on Marcus Speaks Podcast, which is my group page. You guys follow that, because whenever I can get on time, I can get here and I can put it on Facebook. Anybody who likes Facebook videos more than YouTube videos, they're on Facebook. But until I get here on time, I'm probably won't be seeing it on Facebook until I start getting it. I'm also on Twitter at MarcusSpeaks25, the way you can find me, because my username is MarcusSpeaks. Alright? So, if you can, check those links out in the description below. I'd like for you guys to, at least tell me if you guys like this or not. So, check those links out in the description below. Of the things I just named off, as well. If you can, like this video, share this video, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon to all, so you can get all of my notifications once I go live. And don't forget, drop a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if you like this or not. Hit the, other than hitting the thumbs up, type a comment down. Let me know how I'm doing. So, I'm also on sorry. I'm using Restream.com. Sorry, I'm not I'm trying to get this done. I'm using Restream.com to do this broadcast. So if you guys like the broadcast, let me know. If you guys would like to use this very place. I'm not the sponsor of this place. I'm not being paid to say this at all. I just like Restream.com, and I'm using Restream to stream to YouTube, basically, because Facebook didn't really go through. So I'm trying to find this song that I want to end off on. If not, I'll just get on up out of here. So, I don't know where it's at. I don't think this is. Nah, that's not it. But anyway, let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. I'm hungry, and I'll see you guys next week on Friday. Catch y'all next Friday. We will be playing Kirby's Forgotten Land. All right, y'all. So with that, I thank y'all for watching. Peace out. I'll catch y'all next week. All right. Peace.